Hey y'all. It's Saturday morning. Saturday morning slash like Saturday morning slash like Saturday at lunchtime. This VOD's gonna be called lunchtime because it is 11 a.m., which is honestly where I think lunchtime starts. How y'all doing? Didn't do a stream last night as I usually would on Friday evenings for viewer levels because was out seeing a movie. My glasses are a little bit dirty. I'm just gonna wipe them off or something. A little bit better. How's everyone doing? Saturday lunchtime around noon, a little before noon. Um, Hope y'all are doing well. I don't really have much in the way of a preamble today. Nothing really to say other than, I should probably talk about the movie that I saw yesterday that I've been like hyping up the whole week. And I'll just do this as the first card, and then we'll get into the viewer levels, which, by the way, I see y'all have been submitting, and please continue to submit. I appreciate y'all being here. It's an unusual time for a stream. I don't usually do Saturday streams, let alone Saturday morning streams. But in my sleep schedule right now, I'm able to do this. Maybe a little more easily than like a late night Friday stream, for instance. I saw the Quintessential Quintuplets movie, which was the finale of Quintessential Quintuplets, a very good anime, romantic harem sort of mystery, but not really like a gross harem. Like I feel like a lot of harems you go in them and there's like a basic fantasy to it, right? Like, oh, one dude, five girls. You can see where this is going. But Quintessential Quintuplets is pretty different insofar as it says, like right out the gate, like, look, he's gonna marry one of these girls. One of these girls. That's it. That's what we're trying to figure out here. Which one of these identical quintuplets is the wife? And you can't tell, even if we show her in the future, because they all look identical. At least when they're in a wedding dress, they look identical. And it's a very well constructed series insofar as like, yeah, we're gonna show you a lot of good romance and a lot of good drama and some amazing moments. Like I'll say, like season 2 especially has some of the best romantic moments in a romantic anime, bar none. Some of the best. I'm not gonna say, some of the best, like, just think of like moments you would have in a romantic series, and Quintessential Quintuplets has some of the best ones for just about all five of the girls get some big amazing moment where going into the finale you could really see any of them being the victor. And I'll say, or victor is kind of a weird way to phrase that, I know, but that's sort of the parlance. It's not weird to say like one of them wins. That is kind of how they even see it throughout the whole thing. One of them is gonna win. Who's it gonna be? And I very much enjoyed the movie. Basically, watching it, it was full of big romantic moments, and one of them indeed won, which I'll tell you, I won't say who or give any sort of clues as to that because a mystery is best if you don't know the answer. I believe, and that you could continue to like try to work it out as you watch. If anyone were to go watch the Quintessential Quintuplets, which again, highly recommended the whole thing. I was guessing. I was sitting in my chair in the theater, guessing the whole way until like the very end, just going like, "Oh, could it be her? I think they're kind of going for her now. Oh wait, she's still in it. She's still in it. Okay, wait. Could it be her? Actually, I'm thinking it's her, or I don't know. Thank you for the follow, Columbets5. And that's exactly what you want from a romantic mystery. I was enthralled and entertained, and the result made sense, felt earned to me, and I was just down for it. I'll say, like, when I'm watching a show like that, I don't tend to pick favorites myself. I'm not sitting there going like, well, my favorite is girl number X, and I want to see her win. I'm thinking like, I want to see some compelling romance, some good shit, and I don't care, the result does not so much matter to me as like drama getting there. That to me is what I'm more into. So I was very into the result. It was a hell of a ride, and the more I think about it, the more I think it makes sense. The more I think I'm happy with it, and the more I think like I would enjoy a rewatch of the whole series, like to see like, oh, there was hints here, hints here. Quintessential Quintuplets, highly recommended. Movies in theaters right now. If you haven't seen the show, you're probably not gonna watch all 2 seasons of it, which I believe are on Crunchyroll. You're not gonna watch all 2 seasons and then have time to go out and see the movie. Interesting story. What is this about? I'm talking about the Quintessential Quintuplets, which is an anime romance anime, sort of a harem, but centered around a mystery of like which of 5 identical quintuplets does he end up with? Call him Bet. That's what I'm talking about. And the movie just came out. The movie is like the final chapter where you actually see which one he ends up with after like 2 seasons of building it up and like building up all the relationships between all 5 of them. It's good. I really enjoyed it. I did think there were some things that were confusing about it structurally. Like some parts of it were a little bit hard to follow, but I ultimately had a great time. And as I think back on it, I'm getting fonder and fonder of it as I go, as I think about it more. And I did the thing, which I think is like the highest honor for a movie, right? Which is that when I got home, I didn't watch anything else. I didn't go and watch like, oh, JoJo, the last part of JoJo Snow and Ocean just came out. I didn't go and watch that right after. Instead, I just thought about the movie all night, and then I went to bed, and I talked about it on several Discords with folks that either... I think most of them just read the manga, actually, but, talked about the ending with folks, and how, we all thought about it, and that was fun. Did you see Wednesday? I'm not sure what Wednesday is. Columbet. You can enlighten me to that going forward. Okay. That was a bit of a preamble today. Just wanted to talk about the movie I saw yesterday, since I've been thinking about it a lot since I saw it. Thinking about it a lot. I wanted to do so in a manner that was spoiler-free, so, you're not going to see me go like, oh, I like this scene, oh, I like that scene, but let me tell you, in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, that scene was so good, and that scene made sense, and, ooh, you should have known when that happened. Like, ooh, when it chose to focus on this, that was a huge clue, and in the back of my head, should have known. Oh, that was this, that was that. Ooh. Some real good stuff. It's a Admas movie, made a show, 8 parts. Not sure. You mean a Christmas movie, an Xmas movie? Real like a show, 8 parts. Not familiar with Wednesday. Maybe I'll look it up later. Anyway. It's time for viewer levels. Let's get the first one up. Thank y'all for coming by at this unusual hour, early in the morning, and dropping me some levels. Oh, the girl from the Addams Family. Oh, I see. There was a typo there. The letters were in the wrong order in the first message. Right. Never really watched much of the Addams Family. It was kind of, well, I was about to say it was kind of before my time. It's a show from like the 50s, right? You know it's before all of our times. But yeah, not really super familiar with it. I'll say I'm happy people are enjoying it. If that's it. Is it like an older version of Wednesday? I'm actually not too familiar with the Addams Family or the character. If she was a kid in the original and she's an adult now. No new 2022. Yes. The original show was before my time. The Addams Family. The new show is obviously this time, but I just don't know it. And I don't know, like, the not so familiar with the background. What's it on? Is it on, like, a streaming service? For those who are new, for those who don't know, let me explain how we do things here, as far as viewer levels go. If you're here when your level comes up, which Yedis is here, I give you the full time of day. 15 minutes plus 5 last tries, if that's not enough. It's on Netflix, that makes sense. They like to do, like, reboots of old shows a lot. That's sort of one of the things that they love to do. If you're here, I give you the full time of day, 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. If you're not here, I still play your level, but I do so in very nearly but not quite sudden death, where I only have 2 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints, so keep that in mind. That's the rule. I think that's a good compromise between valuing people who are, like, prioritizing people who are present and ready to go versus, playing more levels, which is fun. It's fun for all of us. I didn't shave before this stream. I was going to, but then I forgot. You know, I was busy trying to prepare, like, all the cards and stuff, and, you know, before starting the stream, and also getting some nice sleep before the stream started. Probably should have. Oh well, you probably can't tell much of a difference. Especially with the headphones. That doesn't make a difference. I mean, headphones just cover my sideburns and all, so whatever. I'll shave after. That's good. Let's do this Christmas level. It is December after all. You might have noticed that there's new music at the start of the stream, and also new break music. Went with music that is not super Christmassy for the intro music, but it kind of gives me some holiday vibes, honestly, and it gives me some holiday vibes myself, and, well, it's just a good song. It wanted to do it. What is going on here? N-R-T-R-T. Let me display comments. That's probably gonna help. Sus? What does that say? Mario Kart 9. NRT. What does that mean? N-R-T. R/T. Retweet. Let's go with the last one. I don't know. I'm really not sure what these letters mean. Ready? Okay, we're a balloon. Is this gonna be a music level, or usually you do more like narrative levels? Yedis. I like this tree. This is very hard. Say no Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart 9 for 7 years. People always say that, but I always say this in response to that. Mario Kart Tour was like 3 years ago. It was like 3 and 4 years ago. You might not like it, but that's Mario Kart 9, folks. I'm not sure, like, what the difference is between these doors. Seems like multiple of them lead to the same place. Oh, hey. The on-off blocks are changed so that, it becomes a little less of much less of a maze. Okay, so those are like difficulty options that affect like the difficulty of the routes. Kind of like a ski slope that has like difficulty rankings for different trails, but maybe they intersect at places. That actually can't be right, can it? Like ski slopes, they don't intersect, or else people would crash into each other or go the wrong way at like junctions, wouldn't it? There are definitely games though where like there's tracks, right? Where, you know, like racing games, especially like SSX's example. That I guess that is a skiing game, snowboarding game, but also like geez, tip of my tongue. Blur, I think, does that a bit. Episode 1 Racer does that. Nice, nice, nice. Not sure why Not sure why there were 4 doors. It seems like... Where do the other 2 lead? Out of curiosity, let's just look and see where the other 2 led, because I'm curious. What is this one? Where does this one lead? What? A completely different route on the other side? We're not gonna do this whole thing, but I'm like, just sort of curious. Is this just like another route? Yeah, I guess this is just like another route. Maybe weaves through a lot of the same places as the previous ones do. Interesting. Opinions on peppermints. I don't really love peppermints as just like a snack. And like peppermint flavored peppermint flavored mints always strike me as a little bit inferior to like wintergreen. Wintergreen is always my jam as far as like a mint goes. That's my favorite one. Either that or like a spearmint. Though they don't make spearmint mints. They only make spearmint gum. And I haven't had gum in like 10 years, so haven't had spearmint in a while. I think though peppermint ice cream, like especially from Brahms, that's my favorite ice cream flavor. So there is a context in which I love peppermint, just specifically when it's in ice cream form, and specifically from Brahms. I tried other peppermint ice creams and it's just not the same. I don't know what Brahms does differently, or why Brahms does it so differently, but the way that they do it rules, and I love it. They got like little chunks of peppermint in the ice cream, so it's almost like chocolate chips, right? It's almost like chocolate chip ice cream, except it's little chunks of red and green peppermint, and it's like so like savory and so like tasty to have the little pops of peppermint in there. It's just delicious ice cream. Candy canes? Yeah, I don't mind a candy cane. A candy cane is pretty good. Thank you for the level. Edith Hawk, you can go ahead and submit another one, or submit your code again, if you so please. Merry Christmas to you. That was, of course, a Christmas level, and of course it is the Christmas month, so, you know, it is appropriate to say Merry Christmas to you. This is the first Mario Maker stream I've done this year in the Christmas month. Coincidentally. Well, it's the 3rd, so, you know, that makes sense. Joe is up next. Joe is telling me this is a reimagining of a stage from Arcade Mario Bros. By the way, I still do have more cards, except that I don't have that many of them, so let's just pace them out a little bit. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'll do have... This is a quick card. Have y'all been to theaters infested with bugs? I'll tell you, like, the theater I went to see the movie in yesterday, too many bugs. Like, fucking moths and shit flying around the theater, being all distracted. I swear to you, I was, like, swatting them left and right a couple times as they, like, flew, like, within range of my hand. I was just like, get out of here! Fucking moths. And sometimes they would fly in front of the camera and cause a shadow. Nasty. And I'll tell you that, you know, I've been to this theater many times in the last year, and, like, most of the time, I think, there's been little bugs there. And the first time it happened, I was like, oh, well, that's bad luck, I guess. I got the wrong theater, but the number of times it's happened now, I'm feeling like the theater is just really shitty. The theater is just really shit, and I need to go to a different theater. Also, I can hear, like, movies from the other side, from, like, the other adjacent theaters from the, you know, when there's a quiet moment. So I'm always, like, kind of dreaded, like, oh, keep the music going, movie. So I don't have to hear, like, music from left or right. You know, or, like, you know, bass from left or right. Or, and the other problem is that the recliners don't recline enough. I think I'll try AMC. In the future. Maybe I'll try another theater. There are some other ones near me that, you know, might be better than this one, and, you know, even for, like, obscure anime movies, you know, like Quintessential Quintuplets, I checked, and sure enough, AMC does have a lot of showings for it, so it's not like I have to go to a particular theater to see anime movies. I can do it at like, lots of theaters, and, you know, I'll bet most of them don't have bugs. Can you talk and play in the same time? New skill. Sometimes I can. I was just sort of like complaining. Anyway. Very, very unfortunate. I left a review of the theater. Is it okay to say I left a review of the theaters? I don't know, opposite. There's a lot of theaters. There's a lot of theaters. So here's survival, I think. I did a hell of a job at it. We gotta survive until the guy does a thing. Stop Goombas from getting from end to end. Oh, shit. If they get to the end, they'll activate the P block, which, you know, is trouble. Usually in the original game, it's not a problem if anyone gets to the end. It's a fine thing. But I see how you had to do it. If we can hit the middle every time here, we don't have to move. We don't have to really worry, do we? Crapper. Eee! Challenging. Beautiful. Yeah, it's a interesting reinvention of the thing. How many rooms would you say there are? Would you say that there are? How many rooms are there, coincidentally? I would have liked a checkpoint after each room, but if there's like 4 rooms or something, I can understand why that wasn't possible. Also, oh, there are 3. You only get 1 checkpoint. Gotcha. The other comment I have is that I think it would... Fuck me! What did I do that for? Reset. Can't use my POW block early. Gotta use it wisely, yeah. One comment I have so far is that I think it would have been cool if, like, the second room had, like, a more variety of enemies. But, no, Goombas are fine, too. Did you try with other enemies? Like, I don't know if, like, Koopas would ruin it, because you could just get a Koopa shell and just make it go left and right repeatedly until, you could just make it go left and right repeatedly, and that would clear the bottom floor without actually activating the guys, ever. Without activating the P block. You tried with other enemies, but with even a blue pipe, it felt like too much. Gotcha, so just Goombas were the only ones that felt viable to you, as far as, like, difficulty goes. Fuck. Then with placed enemies, and POWs could instantly kill them, so sort of aren't a problem. Gotcha. I feel like there would be ways to, like, introduce enemies at a nice, slow, gradual pace, but I can understand why it was difficult. What if I just stay basically in the middle and just deal with enemies as they come to me? Just like tunnel vision down. I do have to deal with the Podobo when it gets right up on my ass, but this does seem pretty sustainable. There we go. Kind of just focusing on the guys right here. Yeah, the fireball, the Podobo prevents the safe strat of just, like, hanging out right here. Or at the very least makes it a little bit dangerous. Fuck! Well, it's a little bit dangerous to begin with, isn't it? Imagine doing Hammer Bros in this style. Oh yeah, that'd be impossible. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. Well, maybe some people could do it, but I don't think I could. not think I could do such a thing. By the way, I don't know what I was gonna say. How about another card? You know, since we're now into this level and it's just like playing the game. Any new sections that are for 3 row? Don't you feel like an arcade gamer playing this? Yeah. If you only got a quarter of life, this would be hard. Yeah, totally. It does give you the arcade vibes of like, okay, simple gameplay, but challenging, and you know, you get a lot of possibilities out of just like the simple thing of enemies coming at you in a set pattern. Especially with the, you know, Podobo, which is also in a set pattern, but mixes things up just ever so slightly so that it's a little less predictable. Just a little less predictable, though. Still mostly predictable, but, alright, we got it. One more card, real quick. The third one will spice things up. Got it. I finished Pokemon Violet. Hello, Ratchet Code. Did the final part of Pokemon Violet, like, last night after... or after/before the movie. A little bit before, a little bit after. But, yeah, I really enjoyed Violet. Thought it was really great. The ending section was sort of very Root-like after a game that mostly is... you know, sort of eschewing the traditional Pokemon thing of having roots. The last part is... crap. No, that's not it. It's very good. I mean, crap that I died. The last part is very much just a linear going from A to B, but also getting some story. I thought that the final boss was... the final engagement was very cool and very flavorful. And, you know, I saw people saying, like, oh, this is better than usual for Pokemon stories, and I would agree. I would agree that they did a really good job of making it very cool, and just a little bit, like, emotional or whatever. Which, you know, is not something I would say about most of the story, even in Pokemon Violet, which you will tend to just, like, okay, A button, A button, A button, B button, B button, B button. Yes, you love the battle. Everyone loves the battle, I get it. Your friend made a level similar to this, but longer. Dang. Feel like I am challenged well enough with this. Okay, let's pow. We're like... halfway done? We're working on it. Ooh. One more brick. Checkpoint after this. Ooh. Checkpoint, let's go. Okay, there's spikes now. See how you mix things up. That's quite devious. Alright, let's go, let's do it. So yeah, Pokemon, really enjoyed it. Really like being in the last area with the Paradox Pokemon. You know how they are. Looking forward to doing like some co-op with some folks that have the other version, because what I understand is that you can catch any of the Pokemon from either version if you have multiple people in the final area at one time. Beautiful! One go. One go on the last section. Looking forward to doing that and catching a bunch of those fancy new weirdo Pokemon. I really liked it in like the Pokemon Sun Moon when they were like, okay, here's the weird Pokemon from another dimension. Aren't they wacky and weird? And we were not even sure that they're Pokemon. I really thought that was a great gimmick, and bringing that back basically for Paradox Pokemon makes a lot of sense, and it's different in a way that is very interesting and fun, and really looking forward to getting my hands on a bunch of them. My only comment is it would have been cool if they were like more dispersed throughout the entire game. You know, a little more. If you only see one Paradox Pokemon before the end of the game, before the end game, and it'd be very cool, I think, if they had been a little more dispersed, like the Mystery Beast, the Mystery Beast, whatever they were called, Unknown Beasts. I can't remember what they were called in Sun Moon. It'd be a little more fun, I think, if they were a little more dispersed, like they were in Sun Moon. I'm also, you know, I bet when they do DLC, they'll add a bunch more. They'll add a bunch more new ones. Right? I mean, wait, is that weird? Usually in DLC they don't add new Pokemon, but I think they might have done for like the last game for Sword Shield, didn't they? I didn't actually finish the DLC for Sword Shield, but I think they added stuff. Did they? They added like legendaries, I know that. And like I think variants of legendaries. I'm not sure if that counts as strictly new Pokemon, but seemed kind of newy. Looking forward to all that. It's a great game. Anyway, that was Joe's level. Very well put together, challenging and fun. Let me go ahead and hit complete. And let me go ahead and hit next. And by the way, y'all, you want to resubmit levels, you want to submit more levels after I finish one, go ahead and do so. We won't be here for the longest time. It is Saturday morning after all. I got plans, you know, in the afternoon, you know, as I usually do on Saturdays. That's why I don't do Saturday streams typically. But yeah. Ratchet Toad is thinking about buying a Mario title. 3D World, Strikers, or U Deluxe. 3D World is really good on the Switch, and Bowser's Fury, which is a pack-in, is fantastic, is phenomenal. And I would highly recommend that. The thing is though, Mario U Deluxe also includes like new Luigi U, which is just a fantastic amount of content. Like as far as like the best content that you're considering goes, I think it's for sure Bowser's Fury in the 3D world, as part of 3D world. But as far as like most content, Mario Bros. U Deluxe is most content. As far as like, oh yeah, that's just like 2 whole games worth of platforming in one, you know, 2D platforming. Anyway, hope that helped. Ratchet Toad. I would say that they are both like right up there. The only problem with New U, I think, is that it lacks ambition. I think it has really good level design. It has really good like gimmicks, and it has some real fun levels in there. And I think you'll definitely enjoy it if you get it. But Bowser's Fury is like a revelation. I think that is just a very, very compelling package. Bowser's Fury in particular. And I think like playing it, you would find that it's it is something unexpected and new. By the way, we'll probably go into the lightning round around like, let's say the 1.5 hour mark, let's say. So like 12:30, like an hour from now. Does that sound good? Maybe like 12:15, more like 45 minutes from now. Let's just say that as like a rule of thumb, and then we'll figure it out when we get there. This is not the code. I typed it in wrong. I typed the first set of letters twice. That's what I did. Lord Bowser is here. This is Lord Bowser's level. Let's play it. Oh, I've already played this one, so let me find a different one. Unless you want me to play this one because it's Christmas themed. Bowser, would you rather me play this one or find a different one? Your choice. I do remember this one being quite nice and the theming really good, very Christmassy. Up to you, Bowser, as to whether you want me to play it. Let me know in chat your preference. If we don't do this one, let me see, what would we do? What's your preference, Bowser? I could do sunny desert shrooms. Well, that's not very Christmas, but it is. I'm sure it's fun. Play the latest level then? You got it. Okay. Sunny desert shrooms. Ooh, an angry sun level. You don't see that all that often. The IO. Let's go ahead and put 15 minutes on the clock. Let's go. This will not be a 15-minute level, I'm sure. You don't see that many angry sun levels, and I think the reason why is pretty obvious, pretty simple. It's kind of hard to make the angry star threatening. Well, one thing you can do is, like this level, make it an auto-scroller, then, you know, it becomes threatening if you're on the left side or the right side of the screen, if you're not centered. But most of the time, the camera is centered on Mario, so long as you're, like, not in this particular area, that's the kill zone. Like, anytime you're in the center of the screen in an angry sun level, it's not auto-scrolling, you're safe. Unless there's, like, some, like, obstructions that are, like, blocking the scroll that are, like, pretty often. In which case, there would be more danger zones, basically. The last streamer 1 hour ago played the same level. Huh. Well, that's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you. For a level, I think you did a good job making the Angry Sun a little bit dangerous. I definitely got to use the Angry Sun myself. I've never actually used it. One of my plans for the next, like, 8-1 in my Super World, which, by the way, 8-1 in my Super World. Let me bring up the Super World card. My Super World is called Mario Country, Waluigi's Triple Threat. I'm 33 levels in, working on the 34th now. The 36th level is going to be an Angry Sun level and also a Link level, and I need to figure out how exactly that's going to work, and how exactly I'm going to make that fun and threatening. I have some ideas, but, you know, we'll see when we get there. One thing I will say, is that, haven't made any progress since Monday as far as my current level goes. Haven't worked on it, haven't had the time, haven't focused too much on Pokemon and stuff, and, you know, that sort of thing, so I haven't actually made any progress, but, you know, hey, if you want to play the 33 levels that are up, you know, they're all very good and very fun. I'd recommend them. Code is also always in the bottom corner during Mario Maker. If you want to play my levels, they're down there. They're down there in that general direction. Let me hit complete for your Lord Bowser, and let me hit next for the next one. And get the next one up so that the next person can speak up and confirm that they're here. Colin Bet. Colin Bet was just chatting a second ago, so Colin Bet is here. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yaha, actually, is what more precisely Colin Bet said. Let me see. My own things. Okay, not quite 15,000 yet, but getting there. Well, actually, hang on. That is very nearly 14,750, which is a nice even number, actually, now that I think of that. So that's a nice number. I like that number. Okay. It has, your level has a soft lock, so be careful, okay? While I'm typing in this code, I'm gonna pull up another card and talk about it. Follow up on Pokemon, tech issues, sales, and haters. Is there a list you can add your level code? Yeah, Mr. Con Man. Just go ahead and do !add, and then your level code, and it'll be in the queue automatically. And I'd appreciate if y'all got in more levels, considering we are, you know, we're running up against the, you know, there's not that many in the queue right now. Yeah, and there's a lot left of the stream, so, you know, get those levels in there. Pokemon tech issues, sales, and haters. One thing I see people talking about a lot, and, you know, I'll admit that the Pokemon Violet and Scarlet as well, presumably, I haven't played it, but, you know, has a lot of technical issues, technical performance issues, you know, all that sort of stuff, glitches, bugs, etc. But, you know, one thing people are saying, and you know, in response to the outrage from the Pokemon community, is that, like, oh, it sold so well, you know, they're not going to change their ways, which is true, but, you know, one thing I think a lot about it is that this isn't like this is not like an Assassin's Creed Unite situation, or Unity, I forget which one it is, situation where it's like, oh, the game is glitchy, unplayable, bad, and not fun. It's like, no, the game is glitchy and like weird and janky, but also it's super fun and everyone's having a good time playing it. And I think that counts for a lot as far as like the sales of a series go. You know, it's almost more like in the vein of like an Elder Scrolls or like a or like a Fallout, insofar as like, oh, it has like so much open world jank. It's more severe than either of those games, but it's just extremely janky, but at the same time, extremely fun. And you know, it's got like a really severe open world jank, like more severe than I've ever seen. But also, I couldn't tell you that I didn't have a fantastic time playing through it, and I think that you know, that counts for a lot. And I think that, like, and I also think that, like, the haters, the Pokemon people who are, like, crying and yelling and stuff, they still buy the game. They still buy the game, and they still play, like, 100 hours of it, so really, I just wish they would be a little less hyperbolic and a little more chill about things. Like, yeah, the technical issues, we all agree that they suck, and they're a concern, but also the game is super fun, and, you know, I'm probably going to spend a lot less time playing it than they are, even though I'm not the one complaining. I'm the one saying, oh yeah, it's really good. I had a great time with it. I'm probably just going to play a little bit more, you know, probably do the post-game stuff, and then I'll be done. Whereas, like, some other people will be training Pokemon and doing IVs and, like, playing it competitively. I don't do any, like, multiplayer Pokemon, except, I guess, co-op. I did enjoy some co-op recently with the, you know, the new game. But I don't really like raise teams to like fight other players. That's really not my jam. I just enjoy going through the single player content, getting all the Pokemon and such. West to North, DGR, hashtag, please do better than Dave. Let's try to do better than Dave. It's 3%, so that's pretty good for a hard level. 15 minutes on the clock, let's go. And also, I'm gonna say half hour until the lightning round. Let's say that. Half hour until the lightning round. We'll do it at 12. We'll do it at 12:10, let's say. That seems fair. Again, this is not necessarily gonna be the longest stream. I nearly thought that guy was a mushroom. This is not gonna be the longest stream. I got like you know, sort of some Saturday plans that I'm, you know, gonna need to attend to after the stream. And also, I'm sure I would like to watch like a My Hero Academia before leaving the there's the soft lock, huh? Before leaving the house for family stuff. I mentioned before I tend to do like family stuff on Saturdays, so I'll be heading out of the apartment and going over for some Saturday dinner with the folks, basically. And we'll watch some TV shows or some movies or something and have a good time. That'll be a bit of fun. Now that all comes later. Right now, we're Mario making. I bet this is a soft lock. Not a soft lock. Now let me get this mushroom. I have to guide this guy, don't I? I do think, as far as Pokemon goes... What? Wait. Is that gonna work? Multiple soft locks, huh? As far as Pokemon goes, I do think they have one of the worst communities out there as far as, like, everyone's always angry when there's a new Pokemon out, even when it's very, very good. Except Arceus. People really liked Arceus, which is ironic because I didn't really care for it myself. Pokemon Violet and Scarlet is definitely, like, way more my speed as far as, like, a Pokemon game goes. Okay, there we go. Let's go down. Okay, I think this is what we need to do. If you bought Switch Sports, would it be a waste? I don't think so. I mean, I didn't play it myself, but from what I saw, people had a good time with it. People... Oh. Is this a death pit? Fuck it! Okay, hold to the left. We're learning. We're learning, folks. We're learning. I don't think it'd be a waste, no. I think it sounds like it was pretty fun. And you know, they are adding games to it, adding sports to it over time. And that's probably pretty cool if you like, you know, additional sports. Personally, I didn't get it, but you know, hey, that's just, you know, I was never much one of a Wii Sports fan to begin with. So like, you know, a new Wii Sports to me isn't that much of a compelling, isn't that much of a huge deal, but wait a minute. If I was small, I'd be able to just get up over here without doing the whole rigmarole. The price dropped? Oh, I didn't know that. Sure, if you want it. That's always the thing about games and prices in general. If you want it, it's worth it. If you don't want it, it's probably not worth it. There you go. Personally, I like to... Where I am in my life right now, I tend to think of games as like... I like to buy games at full price, and I feel like if they're not worth it to me at full price, I'm not going to find the time to play them in the first place. You know, because right now I'm in a place where I have more money than time, basically. You know, I'm in that phase of my life. I have a, you know, I have a job, had one for years, and I also have, you know, this is a side hustle, which, you know, doesn't rake in that much cash, but, you know, doesn't rake in no cash. By the way, thank everyone. Want to thank everyone for supporting, who has, you know, subbed regularly. Was there a checkpoint? I ask you. But, most of the time, I'm always looking at, I'm looking at games, and, you know, I have more games now than I'll be able to finish, basically. And I'm more in the manner of, like, looking at games and being like, oh, I wish I had time for X, rather than, you know, being in the place where I could say, like, oh, I wish I had more games. Or, like, I wish I could try out this game that I passed up on. There's a checkpoint in the subworld. I also just saw a checkpoint right now in the overworld, so, you know, just keep going, I guess. If you are in the place where you have to, like, you know, if like getting a game comes down to the price in a way that it doesn't for me, that's fair, you know, and just make the best choice you can and whatever information you have, and, you know, go with your gut. I'll say that. Go with your gut. I always feel like if you watch a game and it looks fun, just go ahead and like take the dive. You know, if you're watching it and it's engaging you and it's catching your interest, that's probably a good clear sign that, like, oh, if you got it, oh, I should use the P block. This'll help. Should I go back and get another P block? What is this jump? I need to be small. That's what I need to be. I can't be small. I can't small myself right now. Oh, jeez. This is kind of fucked right here. What if I was gonna try to, like, run off it. Oh, there we go. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Another P switch. Okay. A little bit of a glitchy area, I guess. What is the deal here? Oh, boy. Oh, okay. Give me another P. Give me another quick P. Bloop. This is one hell of a little bit here. I guess I could... Motherfucker. Ah! No mushroom this time. No mushroom. I think it's gonna be easier without the mushroom. Easier without the mushroom. That's what we're learning. That's what we learned this time. It's easier without the mushroom, so let's not fucking bother. Let's just go whole hog, and also we can do this. Check this out. No more bomb. No more bomb bit. Can we just drop directly down without touching the stick? You know we can. Mostly. No more bomb. We just go straight on. Those jumps were hard because we were big. WSW was bait. What, you mean the mushroom? Suppose, yeah, that was clearly a trap. Clearly a trap. Jeez, this is a long climb, though. This is one long climb. Let's P-switch just for safety. This is gonna be much easier now that we're small. This is gonna be much easier now that we can just jump to this part. Jump over that. And we can, yeah, now that we're small, a lot of these sections are proving to be a lot more, like, doable. A lot more doable. Let's take all these springs and see if we can cheese some shit. I need the spring. Give me the spring. There we go. Whatever. One spring is more than enough. Let's try to drop that spring. Beautiful. Yeah. Here we go. Checkpoint. Why do I get the feeling that, I still don't want a mushroom? Oh, that wouldn't be so hard to just do it the non-cheese way, actually. Might as well get this mushroom. I mean, I can just be biggin' on the guys anyway. No big deal. We're making good progress, but we do have only 2 minutes. 2 minutes left, and then we'll be going into 5 last tries. And also, still time until the lightning round, so, you know, keep that in mind. All those of you, you know, planning around the lightning round. Though I will say always, lightning round is good fun, and, you know, don't worry about your level being played in the lightning round. It's a good thing. It's fun when your level is played in the lightning round. And even if I can't beat a level in the lightning round, or, you know, indeed this round even, doesn't mean that it's gone for good. Doesn't mean that I can't play it again or play it some other time. I feel like the clearance there, you wouldn't have clearance if you were big. This is kind of an annoying jump. Indeed, an annoying jump. Alright, now I'm big, so great. You know what, though? Now that those pokies are gone, what the hell here? Oh, that's actually much easier than like, doing the high road. Speaking of much easier, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll take it. I'll take it. Hey, another checkpoint. That's great. Ain't never gonna give you up. And thanks for the next level, Bowser. What the fuck is this? Hello? How the fuck do you deal with this? Ah? I got a key. That's the timer. Last tries is now in effect. You know how it is. Let me just wait, should I reset? That might be a bad idea. Oh! I found a hidden block. I was about to reset to buy myself more time just in case, but I don't think we need it. Let's take this so we can just de-biggin. Where's the fucking... I thought there would be a... I guess I was, in my heart of hearts, expecting to see like a flagpole or something, but this is, not the game for that, I suppose. Also, No, I'm good, I'm alive, I'm alive. Hey, look at that. Got through clean. Didn't need any of the 5 tries. Just needed just a scotch more time. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you for the level. Ooh. lot of stuff in there. It was a challenge to work out, but we got through it. Thank you very much. In 10 minutes, we'll be starting the lightning round, so look forward to that. I'm going to hit complete, and let's see how many more levels we can get through before the lightning round begins. Next up is Joe's level. Joe, go ahead and confirm. That is Joe from Super Mario Maker 2. Joe from Super Mario Maker 2. Let me @ Joe real fast. Joe from... No, it's me. It's me, Joe. This is what the full name is. You are up. Joe's not here. We'll do it in sudden death, as is the way we do things here. But while I'm entering this code, I'm going to pull up another card. Follow up on Rare Roulette. The other day, I was talking about, I was sort of like trying to think of like things we could do during December, and one idea I had was sort of another like BizHawk Shuffler stream. This one would be a little more casual, a little more like a little bit more low key, and a little bit more like faster switches. You know, last time we did the randomizer roulette, which was my big extra live stream, 12-hour affair. But this time I was thinking like, I'll just put like maybe seven or so like rare games in a roulette, and you know, it would switch between them every minute or two. And I think that'd be fun and chaotic, and maybe good for like a 3 or 4 or 5 hour stream. Something I could do during December. Again, a lot more low key than the last Shuffler stream, but also could be a bit of fun. And also lower stakes because, you know, hey, in 5 hours I'm not going to finish any of those games, but, you know, unlike the randomizer roulette where the intent was to finish them all within the session, and I did do them all, and, you know, I specifically picked randomizers and settings that were suitable to be finished in that amount of time, so, you know, it's a whole thing. For the Rareware Roulette, I think the games would be, let me see, I have a list here. But off the top of my head, the games would be DKC 1, DKC 2, DKC 3, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, and Grunty's Revenge. That is the GBA, the Game Boy Advance Banjo game. And It's Mr. Pants. I think, yeah, those are the 7 I have written down. Maybe I would put in like an 8th one if I thought of like a Rareware game that was on a platform that was supported by the BizHawk Shuffler, that I think would be an appropriate addition to the mix. Of course, have to test everything out, have to get it all working, but I think that'd be fun. I could add like a GoldenEye or a Perfect Dark, but I'll tell you, I've never really gotten huge into those games, and never really got far into them, so I'm not sure if those would be the right ones for just for me. Alright, Kid Icarus Original Recreation. I suppose it's also possible we could do the GBA version of DKC 1, 2, and 3. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? You ever see those versions? They're like, they're good, but like not quite as good as the original SNES versions. We'll probably just stick with the SNES versions, actually. Let's not be weird here. I think that'll be a bit of fun, and I'm thinking that'll be something we'll do in December. I also have other December plans. Check the Discord. I posted a list of them. You know, things such as like Game of the Year recap, maybe Persona 5 Royale, and the sticker special, which is going to be a special thing at the end of the month where I play. Let me show you the thing for that. It's going to be a thing where basically Paper Mario Sticker Star is a really bad game that I hate, and for every sub that I have at the end of the month, I will play one level of it. So I think that'll be a fun sort of thing, and you know, sub accordingly. Just know, like, whenever you sub this month, you will force me to play an additional level of a game that I hate, and it'll all be live on stream. And you know, if we get enough subs, and I really should check how many levels are in the game. Get enough subs, I might have to beat the whole fucking game, which I've never done because I got like midway through it and I was like, fuck this, and I stopped playing because it was terrible. If y'all made me actually finish it, that'd be a whole fucking ordeal, but you know, hey, we'll see. The month is long, and we'll see how many we get by the end of the month. I know there are folks that are like, you know, subbed all the time, so you know, like that we'll at least do like a world or so. I know that for sure. You need Mr. Beast to come by and drop 1K subs, so you have to play it like 700 times. Maximum is the amount of levels in the game. You know, I guess I could say, like, the other thing I've considered is, like, if there was overflow and we really wanted to, like, make it a whole thing, I could play, like, ukulele and do like one pagey for every additional sub after the amount of levels that are in Paper Mario Sticker Star. I am not committing to that though, but you know, maybe if we get really close to that, I'll start actually committing to that. My thought right now is that I'll have no need to even consider that. We're probably not gonna get to the whole game, right? We'll see. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? I just hit B. What am I thinking? I am not thinking. That's my problem. Sometimes I stream and I don't think. I just talk and I make silly mistakes. I'm sorry about that. Hello, Robbie Angel. How you doing? Yes, good day to you too. I would love it if someone were to drop by and give me a bunch of money. Yes, I can confirm, Joe from Super Mario Maker 2. I would love if someone dropped a bunch of subs, and, you know, if everyone here were suddenly subbed, I think that would be really fun and cool. Especially because y'all would get to enjoy all these lovely emotes. Look at them, aren't they nice? Okay, that's enough looking at emotes. A lot of lovely emotes that I love to use myself. You know, I think like the Bowser high head is one of my favorite ones. Definitely like super useful in just about any stream you're watching to have a emote that's like, hello, how you doing? And also it's a very fun emote. There's also a lot of other good ones there. There's also other good ones there, like I love the newest ones, like the crocodile and the choo-choo are new. Really love those ones. How you doing? I'm doing good. Doing good. And you know, a bunch of other very useful ones that you can use all the time, like a salute, a thumbs up, a GG. Really just covers your bases as far as emotes are going. I very much enjoy using them. I hope you do too, if you end up subbing. I put a lot of work into like selecting some real useful ass emotes that cover a good variety of use cases. It is now 12:10, so after this level we will be going into the lightning round, so look forward to that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, for a second I thought it was gonna like do an illusion thing, where it brought you from here to here, what it looks like. Oh my god! I just had a fantastic idea. Holy shit! Okay, imagine like you're in a level like this where you can see like the other pipe, and you go into this pipe and you just appear to come out this pipe, but you actually come up in the subworld and just everything like over there has just been mirrored, has just been mimicked. Oh my god, that's a good idea. And that would be a cool illusion, and you'd be like, what the fuck, how is this possible? And the answer is, well, not really, but, you know, hey, it kind of looks like it's possible, don't it? Oh my god, I want to do that for a level in my super world now. You can't have a vertical subworld, I know, but you just make it so that the level turns, and, you know, it's not like it's exactly the same, right? It doesn't have to be exactly the same, the subworld, it can just be like, shit! It can just look like that. It can just like... It can just be like a level that goes up and then right and then up and then right and then always appears like you're going to the new place. I will say you do have to make it so that you can't go to the old areas. Because, you know, it wouldn't actually be the previous areas, it would just be the illusion. Like a recreation of the old areas. Oh, that's good. Oh my god, I want to do that now. That's fucking really good. Ooh. I mean, I will say I have done something of the sort of like that for a previous level of mine, but it was always like a pipe going in a wall and a pipe coming out the other side. Not a pipe that coming off, not like two pipes that are sort of facing the same way, like in the way of like, you know, like in Super Mario Bros. 3 when it does that, it does this thing, It's always like this. It's like a passage going upwards. And like this whole thing. I want to do that now. Okay, okay. You know, one thing I always say about level design in general, about making levels, is that if you're like at a lack of ideas, one of the best things you can do is just give it give it time. Give it time, and you know, the ideas will come to you. What colors of pipe will you do? I don't know. I'll think about it and see what looks best in the level. When you don't know what to do, just give things time and things will percolate in your head, and eventually the ideas will come to you, and it'll be beautiful, and you'll go like, holy shit! And you'll feel really good. You'll feel like fantastic. I don't know why the blue block's there, other than, I don't know, theming? Must be theming. Because I don't think we'll be going back down to this point in the level. The one thing I'll say about this level is there's a lot of places where a guy will just drop on you. From where you can't see them, which is a bit unfortunate. But, you know, hey, we're having a good time. The blue blocks, are they like a hint or something? Or where the background decorations were in the original? Oh, is this a remake of, is this literally a remake of the... Of like a... You know what this might... Kid Icarus! Oh, okay. You know what? I forgot completely that the name of the level was Kid Icarus. That makes sense, actually, yeah. It does sort of have a Kid Icarus vibe to it, though, like I said, it kind of reminds me more of, like, Super Mario Bros. 3, like those levels where you go up and there's pipes that take you from... Yeah, I wouldn't speak so soon either, Colombette. I should just follow the pipes. I should just follow the pipes. That's gonna be the easiest way up in that situation, in that scenario. I've only seen about fourth of the level. Jeez, and because it's a clear condition level, there's no checkpoints. Jeez. How about another card then? Do y'all mind when there's not answers? Been thinking that recently with finishing God of War, and in God of War there's I won't spoil God of War at all, but I will say God of War kind of ends on a note of like, okay, the answers aren't important and they don't matter. What's important is the characters, which I found really unsatisfying. And also coming off Quintuplets, the movie I was talking about earlier in the stream, wherein like, oh, there are answers. You know, you do find out like who wins, which girl he ends up with. And you know, for some I'm sure that's very frustrating because the girl they don't like, or like they had a favorite and that favorite didn't win. And then maybe they would have liked it if it was just up in the air forever, but I like it more when there's answers, you know, when there's a solid ending. And a thing that I think of is a quote by the author of Higurashi and Umineko. A quote from the end of one of those from like the staff room of Higurashi, wherein he basically says, Ryokishi 07, he says this, he says, the end of Higurashi sort of gives the answers and explains, like, what exactly the mystery was that you know, was you're sort of untangling throughout the whole rest of the visual novel. Do not rush through the level. Yeah, it's a good idea. What's through this door? I don't think I saw this door. Oh, it's a bonus. Don't care. What he said was simple. Is that what he said in regards to answers and, like, you know, giving them versus not giving them is that, it's like a book of riddles, right? A book of riddles without a answers page at the back to compare your answers against is kind of a boring thing, you know? Like, if you're getting to the, if there's no answers to the riddles, then what are you doing, basically? You want to be able to say, what the fucker? You want to be able to say, like, okay, here's my answer, was it right? And you want to be able to find out, like, I was right, or I wasn't right, or ooh, I was on the right track, or oh, I had no idea. That's part of the fun of untangling a mystery, and, you know, when games or media don't have answers, I find that a little unsatisfying because, like, I had so many theories, and, like, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know if they're right or wrong, or maybe they'll make another game, and they'll explain it then, but I don't fucking know. That's how I feel about God of War, but on the other hand, like, coming out of Quintessential Quintuplets, like I said before, feeling really fucking buzzed, and fucking really, like, invigorating. What questions do you not say? I'll say, I feel like anything I could say about God of War in particular would be a spoiler, as far as, like, oh, I already said that there's no answers, so, you know, if I say, like, a specific question I had, fuck me! That would give away the goose, wouldn't it? Mute for a second if you're, like, really sensitive to God of War stuff. I'll go like this when I'm done. The Mask. The Mask in God of War. That I was really hoping to see, like Jim Carrey's The Mask appear when or some shit like that. You know, I had some really fucking high hopes for, like, oh, something wild's gonna happen with this mask, and instead, nothing. You can unmute now. You can unmute now. That's one example of a question that didn't get answered. A good example of a question that did get answered is in Quintessential Quintuplets, which answered, like, okay, which girl does he end up with? Why? Like, what's the reasoning? What influenced that decision? How exactly did he reach that decision? And, you know, at the end of the day, all made sense, and I'm super satisfied. And I'm thinking, like, oh shit, I would love now to rewatch that whole series with the ending in mind, just to, like, see the clues earlier on and go, like, ah, there you go. You can now see why this happened, or why, or you know, so much. Let's go up this side. We haven't actually gone up this side. It looks kind of easier, doesn't it? Oh, that was much easier. Jesus. Thank you for the follow, by the way. McConan. Thank you. This part of the level's really much easier. I think. So far. We can go now. The amount of dropping enemies in this level without, like, a clue is concerning. If this is how the original Kid Icarus is, it's possible that the original Kid Icarus sucked. Did the original Kid Icarus suck? I mean, certainly it's probably no Metroid, right? Probably no Metroid. You couldn't really change that? You could change that. You could be a tiny bit inauthentic if it made for a more pleasant experience, I do think. It was really hard? You know, that's fair. I assume you had more than one hit, though, in the original Kid Icarus. Did you have more than one hit? You should have put in a Shelmet. Shelmet would have been a good way to, you know, give you an extra hit point. Oh, wait a minute, because the clear condition, yeah, okay. Unless the clear condition was finish as Link, and there was just no Link suits. There's multiple ways to approach it, I guess. Easier? Preposterous, okay. Maybe I'm asking for a lot here. And I will say, like, you know, having the clear condition be so clear Ha, 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 ha. Is that a pun? A clear condition? Crap! You had more than one hit, but Shelmet really wouldn't make sense. We got two more minutes, and then we get last tries. No way ending level? I don't know. How far were we? How far were we in that? Joe, please tell us. Please and ah! I'm lightheaded. Ooh. How far were we the time before last show? With a clear condition, you know that once you take a hit, you might as well restart. There's no point venturing forward in the hope of another link suit because there isn't one. But also, if you did, you know, you could at least say, like, well, there's multiple ways to do it. One thing you could do is just, like, put occasionally, like, something you need Link to get past. You know, like a bombable wall or something. Which, again, wouldn't be one-to-one accurate with the original game, but you were like 6/9 of the way there. Well, most of the way, that's something. You could put bombable walls or something, and that would also be for it. How far were we that time? "30 more seconds, and then we'll get into the lightning round. Lightning round will follow this one. I want to thank y'all, as I always do, for getting your levels in and, you know, hanging out with me. This has been it's far from over, this stream. But this stream, at an unusual time, so I wasn't sure if people would be here in force, and y'all have, you know, been here in force, and I appreciate that. Lots of levels, lots of things in the queue. I'm not having to buy for time. I'm not having to, fill time or anything, and I always appreciate when things are that simple. And I can just play the level. There's a green door that is the halfway mark. Gotcha. Oh, I guess the way that this works is that the... Also, it's... You know, this area is much easier now that we're going over on the left rather than on the right. The right side was much harder. Made your decision, bought 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Good choice. You should consider checking out the other one as well, you know, long term, but I'll say it's just very good. It's not like super ambitious or nothing. Halfway through, let's continue on. Should we, like, clear these guys before continuing? So that we're not, like, overwhelmed by bloopers! Jeez, that was a close call. Bloopers from above won't lower enough to actually hit me if I'm on the ground, you know? But the bloopers from below will. So, really gotta watch out for them. Okay, there's the timer. Get up the 5 last tries. 5 last tries. And by the way, you know how it is always. Any death will do. Any death counts. Even if it's dumb as hell. Rest in peas. Yeah. Bad luck, Link. Let's go. Let's do it. This'll be it. This is the run. Fucking cock! first. First life. Low luck Link, that's right. Ooh. It's serious time, folks. I'm gonna talk a little less, if you don't mind, and focus a little more, I think. That would be the smart thing to do, rather than just keep on going on. You know how I do. Ooh! Jesus, that was nearly it. But I fucking clinched it out there. Damn. This is endless for now. Yeah. If only you got a core for each death, despite it not being an arcade game. That is true. This is an NES game. You did not pay per life in NES games. That was sort of like the weird holdover in design, right? Where NES games were becoming the norm, and still people were designing as if they were in arcades, you know? I guess it is true that they, you know, with the games at the time, they didn't really have the capacity to make an 80-hour game, just 80 hours. They didn't have the content, they didn't have the space. So they really had to make it 80 hours through just difficulty, often unrelenting difficulty. And that's just how they did things back then. Whether it was like for a quarter, just to like stretch things out to the point where, you know, you got your money's worth. You got your money's worth by the end. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Do y'all think we can do it? If we had like... If I had like moderators, I would love to be like, oh yeah, do a poll right now. Do you think we're gonna win? Do you think I'm gonna clear it? That'd be a good thing for like a channel point bet. If y'all know those, if y'all are interested in those. But, you know, I'm the only fucking cock! I'm the only one who can make those right now, and honestly, they're a little difficult to make on the fly from my couch, it turns out. If I wasn't on the couch, maybe it would be easier for me to make one. But I am on the couch. That's the best place to play video games. That's the place where I'm most comfortable streaming from. And I hope y'all appreciate how comfy I am and how comfy I look. Just hanging out on a nice Saturday morning with y'all. Fuck cock motherfucker. Last try. I believe too. But that was nearly bad right there. Nearly just died right then and there. Let's go. Don't die to a Goomba. Okay, I'll die to a blooper. Or I'm gonna commit. Definitely gonna be a blooper. And don't look at read chat. Be careful while reading chat is another thing. I looked away and nearly got killed by a mole. The enemy you will die, mole, or Goomba, or not. So you don't think I'll die on a blooper. That'd be another thing that would be an interesting way to do the channel point bet. Like, what do you think I'll die on? And the choices would be Goomba, blooper, mole, blooper, or spike, or other or none? Maybe like other would just include Spike, because I don't think I've actually died. It was a blooper. Damn it. If we had done a bet on that, the blooper people would have won. I don't know. With like multi-choice bets, we probably need more people to like, you know, so that each choice has people voting for it and betting on it. Otherwise, it's just, you know, if there's like just one person betting for everything, every individual choice, a Kid Icarus stream would be cool. I'll tell you, I'm not really into the like super indie, super old games. Never played Kid Icarus, and well, I'm not really that much of a fan of the original Metroid in general, like Metroid regular NES. So like an inferior version of that, I don't know, man. Not really my jam. Not really my thing. Thank you for the level, though. That was challenging. We got like most of the way through it, but it is what it is. Folks, do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is now? What time? Now. That's right, it's... Wrong hotkey, what am I doing? Shout out to Higurashi, though. Shout out to Higurashi. I'll undo that. It's time for the lightning round. Where's my head at? I know the hotkey for the lightning round. It's just that I did the wrong one. It's time for the lightning round, folks. During the lightning round, I only have 5 tries to beat each level, refreshing at checkpoints, and 7 for subs. So, you know, keep that in mind. That's the thing going forward. And pretty soon we'll close up the queue and just, you know, get through the levels that are left. I'm gonna undo that card so that I can do the shout out to Higurashi properly. Again, we're still open for levels, so, you know, continue to get them in there. Continue to submit them. And, you know, such. It's 10 a.m. where you are. It's, 12:34 where I am, so, you know, a little bit different time zone-wise. I suppose you're in the Pacific time zone? Pacific? Yep, Pacific. Alright, that's cool. Let me go ahead and see who's up next. I'll just do it from here, why not? You live in Oregon? Yeah, I'm in Texas. Let me go ahead and hit... We didn't complete that one, so I just have to hit next. Mr. Conman, it's in the afternoon. You're in the UK. Gotcha. And hey, look at that. Your level's up. Now, let me tell you, for those who... for subs, and also for the first level of the night in the lightning round, I give bonus heads. And you can see these come in a variety of forms. You can see there's some that aren't even Mario heads, like these Mega Man heads, which are rare. If you get these, you're very lucky. You can see here there's Wario heads, there's like Bowser heads, there's extra Mario heads, there's some Yoshi heads, bunch of heads basically. And I'm gonna pull up these guys. I'm going to hit G, and for subs, and also the first level of the night, which again, Mr. Conman, Mick Conman, I misread the second letter there, it's a C and not an R. The Conman, let's go ahead and stop it, and then reveal, you got extra Mario heads, look at that. Alright, I'm going to go back to the couch, and we're going to get right into the lightning round with the first level by Mr. Conman. And, I do have places to be tonight, and I do want to watch My Hero Academia before I leave, probably, so we'll be wrapping up within like an hour or two, I think. Let's see how long it takes to get through these levels, and, you know, we'll see if we keep getting more, and eventually the queue will close, and then we'll send y'all on a little bit of a raid somewhere. I don't know where. I don't usually stream at this time, so I don't know who's going to be on, but hey, that's part of the fun, I guess. That's fun, too. We'll raid someone who's on and shit. Okay, back to the couch. The camera before I started streaming, this camera here, was freezing up a bunch of times. I don't know why it's been doing that. I would hate to have to get a new camera. This one works pretty well. But, you know, if it's freezing and forcing me to reset it, I guess, like, how well does it really work? I don't know. Maybe it's OBS, who knows. Odd one out. You know how this game works? Enjoy. Okay, I do know how this game works. Yes, this is going to be a spot the difference. Spot the difference level. Let's go ahead and spot us some differences. Alright, let's see here. Okay, first one's easy. There's no thing here. There was no one-up mushroom in there. Let's see the second one. The fireballs bars all look the same. I think the power-ups are all synced the same way. Let's see now. Oh, this vine is shorter than these vines. So the vine on the left is shorter. There we go. You can, in some cases, like, maybe cheese it a little bit by, like, jumping back up after you make the plunge, but let's see, what do we have here? Grass, there's grass here in the middle one. Can you see, like, yeah, wait, what? Wait. Hang on. How is it? I just cheesed it a little bit. How is it this one? Not sure how it's that one rather than the one I went in. Let's re-examine. A little bit of cheese there, but okay, whatever. There's grass in the middle. Is it not the grass? What is it then? It's not the grass. The grass seems like a mistake then. What is it? Yeah, you should probably fix the grass then, because it kind of feels like the thing. Let me see, what is the difference? If not the grass. Unless the grass was supposed to be on the right too. Oh, the conveyor is going the opposite way on the one on the left. The conveyor is going the opposite way. You might want to fix that. A little bit of an issue there with the grass.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
There's a level called 200 IQ. Find the difference. You only have 50 seconds of time, and you at dots. So it's very difficult. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. If you just have no time to spot the difference, it'd be much harder than it is here, where you know you do have all the time in the world to go like, there it is. Okay, I got it. Even if it's really obscure, you have time to look with a full time. Thanks for the like. You'll show out that grass. Good luck, McCom man. I'm glad I could help. I'm gonna go ahead and hit complete. You look at I. Yes. Yes. Let's go ahead and do the next level. And by the way, like I said, these bonus heads are for subs and also the first level, so I'm going to go ahead and take those bonus heads down. If anyone were to be subbed, or if anyone were to drop a sub, you would automatically get these extra heads during this whole round. Next up is Ratchet Toad, who... Oh, I didn't see the question, Ratchet Toad, earlier. If you had to get rid of one of the three franchises, Pokemon, Zelda, or Mario, which would it be? Well, not Mario. Pokemon, I guess. I really have enjoyed the last couple Pokemon games, but I can't get rid of Zelda. Zelda is just like an all-timer, and everyone, like, a lot of the Zelda games are just like all-time greats, whereas Pokemon is just like a fun thing I go to every now and again and have a good time with. I think Pokemon of those is like the least important to me, but also it's Pokemon. It's very good. Toad. Gotta switch to Toad. Or Todd. There is no Todd in this game, but there is a Toad. Thank you for the redemption. Never gonna give you up. Alright, 5 tries. Looks like kind of a hard level. Let's give it our best. We gotta get 69 coins. Funny number. That's the funny number. Looks like y'all can see the clear condition thing. Can you see the clear condition thing? Good, looks like. I believe you can. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, right, I remember this one. I think we... That was a boneheaded thing. Oh, also I need to switch to Toad. You know what? I'll die right now so we get Toad right here and now. This is an intentional death. Doesn't count. Just to get us our Toad. Alright, we got that guy. Did I need these bombs? Maybe just to kill the guy if I killed the other guy by mistake. I am not off to a good start here, y'all. Sorry. I'll try harder. Okay. Let's focus. And again, fucking cock. Again, I will say, just because, in the event that I die here, doesn't mean you can't resubmit it. You can absolutely resubmit it today, or even another time, or even today if you liked. You know, whenever is good, basically. So don't take us dying here as any sort of sign that we can't do a thing. We can do the thing. Just you know, might not just be right now. And of course, it's always much easier if you manage to get in before the lightning round starts, but, you know, obviously that can take some doing, you know? You have to be here early and get in like the first hour or so of the stream. And if there's long levels, of course, there's fewer that actually get in that time. Which, you know, hey, if your level is hard to beat in the lightning round, it's probably one of those long levels that's taking up the time. So, you know, hey, it works. It works. All right. Need to get this fed there. I'm good for... I've gotten all of them up to this point, right? I think I have. 37 seems like the right number. Go over here. Some burners. Take it nice and easy. I remember this jump here coming up. That one was the killer, right here. I tried this jump like a bunch of times. And, okay, got through. Okay, that was easy. Oh, did you delete and re-upload this level? That must be it, because I definitely remember it. I can't remember if we actually finished it or not, but, I certainly left a like if originally, so, you know, hey, must have done a thing. Hey, look at that! We did it. Let's get a load on up. Thank you for the level. Was able to get through. Very nice. I wonder, did you make that killer jump a little easier, perhaps? Like, I remember that jump, like, messing me over, like, a bunch of times. Did, you adjust it to make it a little bit easier on a delete re-upload? Tell us about your revisions, Ratchet Code. Yes, this was a delete re-upload. Gotcha. GG's. GG's indeed. I'm gonna do a complete, and I'm gonna pull up the next level. And I'm also gonna pull up the next card as well. It's Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser, please confirm. You know how it is. Shout out to Higurashi. Accidentally pulled this card a little bit early, but Higurashi, really good visual novel. Been thinking about it a little bit lately because some of the ideas and themes that run through it have sort of like been like kicking around in the back of my head, especially that thing I said about answers. Basically, Higurashi is a visual novel in which that takes place in the 1980s, in the summer of the 1980s, and basically it tells the story of a bunch of kids living in a rural isolated area in Japan, and there are some grisly murders and some weird stuff happens, and every chapter ends with basically the whole story ending, and then the next chapter everything is reset and you read through it and some different stuff happens, and it's sort of a challenge as you're reading it to figure out like who done it, what's going on, how exactly did this all happen, what exactly is going on, is it supernatural, is it like science, or is there anything weird going on? And there's a lot of interesting stuff at play as far as themes, as far as like building up the mystery, as far as like really interesting thoughty stuff. And also like at the end of each chapter of each of the four chapters. Again, Bowser, go ahead and confirm. Let me at Bowser. You are up. At the end of the first 4 chapters, you added another vine. That was the only real change. Gotcha, Ratchet Chode. At the end of the first 4 chapters, we're talking about Higurashi, which is a visual novel. Visual novel. A very long one, but a very good one. And also it has an anime adaptation. And an anime sequel as well that came out the other year. Came out like a year and a half ago. Came out like 2020, and then also in 2021, like the conclusion thereof. Bowser, please confirm. Anyway, at the end of each of the chapters of the visual novel, it like goes to like a wrap up thing. In the first 4, the question arcs, the ones that are supposed to be like building up, like, okay, here's all the mysteries, and then the answer arcs are the ones that really like resolve the mysteries and give you your answers one thing at a time gradually. In the question arcs, after each chapter, there's like a wrap up party where like all the characters from the visual novel like talk out the mystery and be like, okay, who thinks there's magic involved? Okay, who thinks there's not magic involved? No magic. No, magic's not real. What? Yeah, magic's not real. This can't be a magic. If it's magic, that's fucked up. That's dumb. It can't be magic. No, what if it could be magic though? You know, it's very fun to like go through that, and it kind of feels like the experience of reading a mystery novel with like a forum or like a community, right? And of course, at the time, I'm sure there were actually people having these exact same discussions, like in forums and such. Only in a dream world, yes. And it's fucking really compelling. In the answer arcs, they change it up and they make it so that like after each chapter, the author like basically talks to you about the themes and tells you like, oh, you know, this and that, a bunch of stuff about each of the levels. Each tells you like, oh, this is what I was trying to communicate with this. This is what my thoughts were going in, and I hope y'all picked up on some of that. And you know, thank you for playing also. And it's just real good. I've been thinking about some of it lately. Wouldn't mind rereading it, except that it does take like hundreds. It's like a really long book. You know, Umineko, the sequel to it, is famously longer than the Bible, and well worth it as well. Pyramid Pokies. I don't see Lord Bowser, so we'll go into sudden death on this one. That's how this works. And Bowser, if you do, you know, if you're eating and you rush over to a keyboard real fast, I'll I'll, you know how it is, right? I'll upgrade you to the full lightning round, just based on like how many lives you have. How many lives you have when you speak up. Seems like a fun little lighthearted level with some kind of difficult enemies. And by the way, during the lightning round, just like during sudden death and the lightning round, if I hit a checkpoint, I refresh my lives, whether I have 2 or 5 or 7 in the case of a thing. This is really well put together. Like that checkpoint, that fire flower especially, that felt really good. Hello, GG Pooper. No, that's 69 Pooper. That's a good name. Good on you for getting it, honestly. Look at that, that's nice. Let's be careful, we only have 1 try left here. But Bowser's levels are usually pretty doable, so I think we can do it. We just have to be good. And it even gives us a nice star, though, you know, we do have to work at it to actually get it properly. That's the end. Fantastic. Very good work, Lord Bowser. A nice little level with some difficulty, some bite to it, but not a lot of bite, which turns out to be, well, good for sudden death, which you ended up in. Alright, let's get back to regular ass lightning round. Hello, 69 Pooper. I'm doing good. It's Saturday morning. I usually don't stream on Saturdays, but since I watched a movie yesterday during my normal Friday stream time, I'm doing it now instead. Oh, I should have hit complete there. Whatever, it's fine. Thank you for the level, Lord Bowser. Never gonna give you up is next. Never gonna give you up, just said easy. Got one more card here. Read some Higurashi to the folks. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the computer real fast and let me just read you like an actual excerpt from the thing. I got up here some excerpts from the staff room, and thought I would read y'all to it. Here's a bit that I was talking about earlier in regards to endings and like mystery. Let me read out to you from the staff room of the 7th episode, Higurashi. I was very nervous, and this is me reading, by the way. Thank you for the follow, the Peppo, Scythe, the QVF. Thank you. I'm reading from an excerpt from Higurashi right now. I, Rikishi07 by the way, was very nervous about releasing this scenario because a mystery is only good when it's still a mystery. This scenario marks the end of that mystery. To be honest, I didn't want to release this chapter for a while. However, way too many stories, too many similar stories are being published with no answers at all. A book of riddles means nothing if there's no answer page in the back. Coming up with an answer when you have no way to see if it's right or not is a little sad, I think. If there are no answers, you can't get any joy of reading a book of riddles. I regret to see that there's too many stories that don't offer that kind of joy. And that's why I decided to release something that you can compare your answer to for the series. Since this world has a rather irregular presentation, there might not been many people who reach what would be called the right answer. But it's not really about whether your answer is right or wrong. It's much more about how many questions you raised while reading the story and how many answers you were already able to find. Thank you all for all the solutions you sent me. There are so many wonderful theories, and some are way more thought off than what the actual story, that I frequently thought about making them the right answer. Right laugh. Hey, bingo, I'm reading out an excerpt from Higurashi, which is a very good visual novel. I thought that when I read that for the first time, I thought it was very interesting, like the way that it talked about, like, oh, you know, it's good to have a conclusive answer. I thought this reasoning was really well put, you know, sort of talking about, like, how a book of riddles has no value if you can't look at it back and see, like, oh, I got it right. If it's just a weird mystery, it's just kind of whatever, you know, maybe there is no answer, and that kind of sucks, basically. One more excerpt here that I think is really good. Just a little excerpt from like Miyakashi, which is the 5th chapter, the staff room from that. And I'm just gonna read like 2 quip excerpts of this one because it's a little spoilery, the rest of it. Miyakashi's staff room starts off with the following line: "Do you think that murder can be justified, depending on the motive? Hi, this is Rikishi07. Thanks for playing Higurashi When They Cry Kai, Chapter 5, Miyakashi." That's just a really good fucking start. Like, do you think murder can be justified? Hey, how you doing? That's me, the writer. Hey. And I think like there's I'll just like go through a couple of scenes, basically saying that that question is there such thing as justifiable murder? In our world, murder is prosecuted, and the degree of punishment varies depending on the motive and circumstances. Having different degrees of punishment means they are putting a value on the dead person's life. Some scenes justify murder in Higurashi. Like, and sort of just going through like the themes and just discussing like, how do you feel about it? How's this? How's that? And later in the thing, I'm just gonna skip over a bunch of it because it is a little bit spoiler. He says the following. He says, "I'd like to reverse my question this time. What kind of murderer could you sympathize with if you were to be killed? A murderer who doesn't care about people's lives? That'd be a quite regrettable death. It's extremely sad to be killed in denial of all your values. A murderer who begs for your forgiveness in tears? That'd be quite regrettable too. They shouldn't kill you at all if they're begging for forgiveness, haha. So what kind of murderer could you sympathize with? In the end, sympathy might just be a way to make the story more interesting. If you can sympathize, it's fun. If you can't sympathize, they're just crazy." Really, really, really interesting stuff, and really interesting content to like read out. You know, unfolding over the course of a 100-hour visual novel. I think there's like there's one more line that I want to read that I won't read the rest of the thing as. Ryukishi07 wrote such a long story to tell you this. Just to tell you this, he must be a very poor writer. Which is a funny little bit there. Yeah, it is a very long story just to convey some very simple themes and to like really fully explore like the humanity of like all this stuff and like how it all... It's good. And like, fantastic. Thank you for the highlighted message. Never gonna give you up. I'm gonna go back over to the couch and let's continue. I have a story, but it's hidden in the game. And Never Gonna Give You Up did say sussy, so is here. Alright. Yes, we are now moving on from talking about Higurashi, or specifically from reading out bits of Higurashi, which, again, highly recommend it. I love that visual novel. I only read it for the first time a couple years ago after the new anime came out. I had such a good time. I read it, and also its sequel, which, look, I'll touch on that later. And, man, I would love to just go through it again, because it's all so damn good, and it has such a good resolution. King Boo's Lair. 5 tries on the board. I think with that clear rate, we can probably do it. Let's go. Those are Chinese symbols, aren't they? Maybe? No, hang on. No, that's be Korean. That's probably... I'm not sure, actually. Kind of looks... It could be either. Is that Korean? I think those might be the Korean characters. I know that Korean characters, they're sort of like in shapes that are repeated and, you know, basically they're characters like Japanese where they're blocks, but, they're blocks, but they are in like, each shape represents a specific like consonant or vowel. In other words, that's kind of a neat thing. Nice little device. So whatever that means, it means something in, you You know, it's like a it's like a syllable that's a consonant and a vowel, basically. Though I'm not sure which ones. I also know there's a lot of like round shapes in Korean. You know, like in like the shapes of the vowels and stuff. What exactly are we doing here? Maybe we have to go up over here. Ah, there we go. It's just a really fun little ghost house. I think you've done a good job of like setting up a bunch of little challenges you have to go through one at a time. Nice. Ooh, a little bit of a race. Though actually it's not much of a race. It's just like that first moment though is a little bit challenging if you want to get the red coin, which by the way, optional? I'm always unsure when it comes to red coins whether they'll be optional or not. Personally, whenever I use them, I try to make them non-optional because I feel like if I'm going to use them, they ought to be essential. But I can understand when people do optional as well. This level is your recent, should not have 100 should have 100 likes. Gotcha. It's really good. Gotcha. Well, oh shit. Well, that's fine. Oh. Probably could have just went up here once I messed up the first bits. Can you go up there? Kind of looks like... Oh, you could if you wanted to get the red coin. But again, optional, so that's good. Can you kill all these guys with invisible blocks? Oh, that's clever. That's a clever way to do that. Clever use of invisible blocks. And also, look at that. The star opens the way. That's smart. A lot of really smart design here that feels very ghost housey. While also being, like, not exactly hard, you know? Like, all this is easy enough where you can get through it on, like, a try or two. Which makes it, you know, not frustrating at all. Which is handy for, you know, Mario Maker. Where you kind of want things to be a little less, frustrating. Generally. I'll say maybe that's a thing that I, you know, in my ghost house, I made an actual puzzle. I do wonder if, like, you know, people are maybe a little frustrated by it. Which is why in my ghost house, in my super world, I'm gonna make it so that you can do the ghost house, or you can do a harder level that's, like, you know, more difficult, but a lot more standard as far as, like, level design goes. You don't have to figure out anything complicated in the other level, basically. That you'll have as an option. Checkpoint, that would refresh our tries had we died, and you know what? We haven't. Oh, I like this boss. This is clever. You know, we've built up. You know, there was like a mini boss almost, a little encounter that was pretty similar as far as like you know, hitting blocks to kill things. That's like the same idea. Thank you for the level number you're gonna give you up. Thought it was quite nice. Go ahead and hit complete. Went back to basic boss to masterpiece. Alright. Column Bet is up next. Let's go. I just saw Column Bet in chat. I'm gonna do another card. We're almost out of cards, but you know, we're also almost, I say almost out of time. I would like to end the stream in such a time where I can have some lunch, watch the latest My Hero Academia dub episode. I watched the dub of My Hero Academia. That's sort of grandfathered in. I watch everything else subbed, but since I watched the dub of My Hero Academia first before I started like really watching a lot of subtitled anime, I watch it dubbed. So I'm gonna watch that. Hopefully it should be up sometime this afternoon. And well, I say hopefully, it will be sometime this afternoon. I hope to watch it before leaving to go do family stuff. So we'll end the stream sometime in the next, say, hour or so. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Anyway, let's see. Columnet's level. Let me do that card. Shout out to Umineko as well. Umineko is the series after Higurashi. Sort of follows a similar theme of like a murder mystery that takes place in sort of a repeating time scenario where it's like, okay, after the murders happen, we reset the basics for the next one. We start the story over, and the murders proceed in a different manner, and we have to figure out who done it. And in Umineko particularly, there's a big theme of like, is magic real? That's basically the whole thrust of Umineko, is that a cynic and a witch are arguing whether magic is real or not. And the cynic says, look, this is not a closed room mystery. This is not a closed room mystery. And the witch says, yes, I unlocked the door using magic. That's the only way it's possible. And he says, no, there's some sort of trick. I just can't think of it. And it's really funny just reading through that murder mystery, like classic closed door murder mystery type Agatha Christie ass shit, wherein like there's characters that are reading along with you and arguing whether magic is real throughout the whole thing. It's very good. Umineko, longer than the Bible, absolutely recommended. It's hilarious, it's good, and you get to some amazing shit, especially when characters start bringing up like, oh, the laws of mysteries, like, what's it called? Like, there's some guys, some mystery writers who have in the past like written like laws for mysteries, which there is like a kind of a weirdly racist law in there, coincidentally, but ignore that one. The rest of them end up coming into play in Umineko, and it's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Alright. Umineko fucking rules. Y'all should check that out as well. I would start with Higurashi, but Umineko is just like, again, the basic thrust is magic is real versus no, it's not. And it's just arguing back and forth as a murder mystery unfolds that is sometimes hard to figure out how it couldn't be magic, but, you know, I'll say one thing that is true of Umineko is that it's all set up where if you can figure out the thing, it's all possible without magic. It's possible either way. It could be either way. It's ambiguous. And I think that is just really fun to tease out and to, like, really put your brain to and, like, think, like, okay, how is this possible? The witch seems to be right. There is no way, but I guess there is. Guess there is. Let's go into this level. Colin Bat's level. Let's go. Deep Sea Tunnel. We have 5 lives. Let's do it. Really, really love Umineko. I would love to reread both of them, honestly, but there is such a thing as a time commitment. There is also an anime of Umineko, but I think it is less beloved, honestly, than Higurashi. It has basic problems where I don't think it adapts very well to like a anime. Basically, you need to be like a variety show where you're watching a thing and also there's characters like narrating it and going like and discussing it as you go. You know, you almost need it to be like a VTuber. Like, I can always picture like a Let's Play thing, right? Where like there's a player who is just always on screen at all time, talking through what you're looking through, and that's basically what the game is. Red Air? What's that, Columbet? Red Air. I'm afraid I don't follow. I did die, though. Maybe you're on some sort of delay, so you might be, what you're saying might be slightly out of sync with what I'm currently doing. For baiting the Goomba. Yeah, I messed up that Goomba bait. That's right. A thing about Umineko and Higurashi that's really great is like how good Ryokishi is about writing flawed characters who do horrible things while not letting them off the hook making them sympathetic, but also not letting them off the hook. And I think like a big, also really good at mental health stuff, Ryukishi. Like he's currently working on one of the next Silent Hill games, and okay, there we go. And in contrast to Bloober Team or whatever, he's really good at like dealing with mental health stuff. In fact, I believe Ryukishi, he had a history being a social worker for a time, and as such, his stories have a very like grounded in like real type shit, right? And like real understanding of the characters while also not necessarily letting them off the hook. Fuck. Hey, Bananzab. A great example of that is in Umineko, which, by the way, Umineko is about a bunch of rich people who go to an isolated retreat on a murder island and all get murdered. It's very good. Basically, one of the rich people, she's a single mother with a little girl who is really precocious, and she ends up leaving her daughter alone for a while she's at work and shit. And during one such incursion, she wanders around the city and ends up being like you know, sort of at night, right? Too late for like kids to be out. So the cops, she calls her parents, she calls the parents, she calls the office, right? And you find out like the cop says, "Hello, hey, how you doing? I'm calling for Rosa. She works there, right?" And she said, and the employee says, the receptionist says like, no, she's in Hokkaido with her boyfriend right now. Which you hear that and you go like, holy fucking shit, dude! You can't fucking just leave your child at home while you go on vacation. What the fuck? Oh my god. And poor Maria, she's just like, I don't believe that. No, that's not happened. My mother loves me. I believe it. And you just read it and it's like, oh my god, this is heartbreaking. But also, I understand all the characters in here. And like, also you get how just like, it's very clear reading it like, oh, Rosa is a broken human being. And you get like, oh, her family has abused her to the point where like, has abused her so much, you see how she got this way, but also, that does not let you off the hook for that. No, that's awful. Oh my god. And it's just fucking so, like, rich, and so fucking, like, understanding of, like, complicated characters who are bad, but also you understand how they got there, and also you understand, like, no, you do not get forgiven for this. You do not get forgiven for this. That's fucked up. Just some immensely fucked up human beings. And also, is magic real? Find out, redo Umineko. Fuck me! I did it again! We're on our last try all of a sudden. But I will say, we get a checkpoint, we will refresh all our lives. That's how it works. It's not like there's a clear condition here. There could very well be a checkpoint. Oh, there was a power-up in a tree. I'll keep that in mind when next time I'm going through. At least I didn't get swallowed. At least I didn't get swallowed. At least I didn't get swallowed. Oh shit! Totally power-ups in the trees. Not sure I could have gotten that while the things were on though. While the spikes were on. But I could have swum back and, like, picked it up. The checkpoint is not far. Well, let's see if we can do it then. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good. Highly recommend both visual novels. Like, if you're looking for really fucking good visual novels, Ryukishi's work is phenomenal. And, you know, if you were wondering, like, who's this guy when it was announced that he was working on, like, a Silent Hill spin-off or whatever, he's fucking really good at what he does, and has just written some phenomenal stuff. Y'all should be, if y'all are fans of Silent Hill, which personally I'm not, but whatever. Y'all are fans of Silent Hill, y'all should really be looking forward to like, Ryukishi's Silent Hill. That is sure to be a delight. Let's go under. Beautiful, that refreshes our tries. Hello, Soccer TV, how you doing? That was not the thing. You know what, I can go get that other fire flower real fast, rather than just proceeding. How you doing? Thank you for the level. I appreciate it. We should close the queue sometime. Sometime soon. You are relaxing your balls. I see. I am relaxing my ass, so similar camps, I imagine. Sorry, your English is not perfect. Gotcha. Understand. There are some others that are like from you know, English as a second language folks that are you know, regular viewers and also understand. Hope you enjoy watching. Either way, that blooper's being a real bastard. Fucking bastardly. Oh my god. Okay. Hello, simple text. Sample text. How you doing? Try luring that guy out. Thank you for the follow, Zocker. Okay, we hit the on-off. That's good. Let me tell y'all who are new. A lot of new people right now in the chat. You're learning English? That's nice. A lot of new people right now. Let me tell you how this works. This is the lightning round, during which I only have 5 tries to beat each level, refreshing at checkpoints, and 7 for subs. I do this at the end of every one of my streams. Towards the end, once like an hour or so has passed, pretty much. All of my Mario Maker streams, I mean, not like non-Mario Maker streams. That'd be weird. Fuck! And you can see each head is represented by a Mario head. And there's bonus heads for subscribers. And yeah. Bonus heads for subscribers. And refreshing at checkpoints. Also, if you're not here when your level comes up, I still play it, but instead of giving you like the full time of day and the full 5 tries, I instead do it in very nearly, but not quite sudden death. The queue is open. The queue is open for the lightning round, and it will be open until such time that I go like, okay, it's time to wrap it up, which, for what it's worth, it's nearly time to wrap it up. But also, I love to, you know, I see new viewers, I like to let them get in a level, even if the queue is, you know, oftentimes, even if the queue is closed, so, you know, please get into your levels, and until such time as the queue is closed, you can continue to resubmit them after I do one. There are 6 levels in the queue, though, right now, so maybe now would be a great time to just wrap it up, and to, like, call it. I do have other things I wanna do tonight. Or, sorry, not tonight. I'm too used to night streams. I usually stream in the evening. I want to do today before leaving. One of those things is, you know, watch a little bit of My Hero Academia. So that's a bit weird, but I can just crawl under, right? Yep. Good. We'll be wrapping up soon, but oh god damn you, little bastard. Oh, we need the P-switch? We need the P-switch, don't we? Can't believe that little shit. We got 4 tries left, though. We're fine. We're fine. I betcha we're about to get another checkpoint. Look at that. Refresh our tries. And, what? Huh? Oh. Not sure what you would do if you came in on the check. Oh, there's another key. There's 2 keys for some reason. Okay. I guess that's just the D big in you. Okay. We gotta avoid the guys. I see what we're doing. This is a boss, indeed. These guys are real bastards. Now we gotta do that while avoiding spikes. Oh, jeez. Honestly, it might have been good to even de-biggin ourselves, like, intentionally. Just so we can get through more gaps. But it's not needed. Hello. First try, let's go. Well, first try that section, you know what I mean. No flour for cheese. Thank you for the level, Colombette. That was quite nice. I'm gonna hit complete. And I'm gonna hit I like it. And I'm gonna hit next. Oh, you think if I took damage that would be cheese? That would be cheese? I think that there's valid cases where, like, taking damage is the right move. Right? Like, there was a level we were playing earlier where if you were big, you couldn't make a jump. And in that stage, clearly the mushroom was, in fact, a trap. Hey, Bowser, we played your level earlier. If you want to submit one in, get one in. Robbie Angel is up next. If you want to get another level in, Bowser, that'd be a good time. Robbie Angel, go ahead and confirm. I'm going to pull it up. I think I got one last card or so to do. So I'll pull that up while I'm entering it in. Looking back on clips. So for a while, after every stream, like whether it was ending at night or in the day, I would bye Colombette. Have a good rest of your day. I would go through the stream and pick out clips and actually like make them all good and shit. And that did take a bit of work, and in recent months, I've sort of fallen behind on that. Not been clipping streams with all that much regularity. Instead, just coming back to it after like a couple weeks or so, and just doing a bunch of streams all in a row, all at once, which is a little less efficient and means that, you know, I'm not necessarily finding like one clip per stream, or, you know, even finding like all the moments that could be clipped. But, you know, hey, you know, clipping takes work, and not sure I'm always gonna find the time. I should probably like do it just for like the best and biggest moments before I like forget them like months later. You know, it's hard to come back like weeks later and actually clip stuff. Also, streams do expire, so I can only clip for so long. I can only get so far behind before I can't clip anymore. But definitely been thinking like whether I should just, as a rule of thumb, not do clipping anymore and just maybe only do clipping in like the best, most extreme circumstances, or just not bother at all. Anyway, here's Robbie's level, Robbie Angels. Looks like a pretty... Actually, I can't remember the clear rate because my mind is just... I've forgotten already. Probably pretty doable, right? Probably pretty doable. Let's do it. And I'll tell you, I'll be closing the queue after this level. Not clearing it. We'll get through all the levels that are submitted, but the end of the stream is coming within like, say maybe an hour or so. We'll see how long these levels take. Basically. Robbie. That's right. That's the name of the guy who made this level. Now we're just a regular Goomba in a Goomba world. We're all incognito and shit. And if that's interesting. If you fail this, do you have to like redo them? You might have to redo them actually, huh? Because the way these gates work, it might be that if you messed up, you can't proceed, basically. You have to start the thing over. Yeah, this would be your doom if you were to do it here. If you were like to be de-goomba'd here. You'd be in between a rock and a hard place, basically. Well, that's a nice little contraption. Destroys the Goombas as they go through. That's nice. One thing to know is that your level will go quickly. Well, it's either really short or really hard. So, look forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Sample text. That's a funny pokey. Both? Okay, cool, fun. Can't wait. What's this guy doing? Do I have to de-biggin myself? Or de-biggin is the wrong word. Do I have to de-goomba myself? I think I have to do Goomba. What's the deal here? So those guys rise up. Is this just survival? Once a P block activates, survival. Okay, cool. Once a P block activates, oh, this guy's getting higher with every single left-right rotation because of the springs. Oh, that's clever. That's clever. I just noticed that. That's a clever way to do it. Also, you can't really like hide on top of the guys. Can you like go under them? Like if you were to stand like right at the edge and like, let me try. No, you cannot do that. Okay, whatever. Oh. Okay, being small made that easier, actually. I like that ending a lot. Like one last jump over to actually get the star. That seems very well timed. How and just a little bit fraught. Especially because the star was like sort of pushing it in your direction. Oh, and like making that last spiny pass a little more fraught, like I said. I think that was first try. Very good. Thank you. Let me hit complete, and then I will say some things. And last call for levels. While I'm doing the last call, I'll pull up the level I'm making right now, the level I'm working on, which is a hybrid water level, in which water level goes up and down, basically. And I was just thinking it'd be cool if like it'd be cool if like when you went into it'd be cool if this level was like the one that I was talking about earlier, or if you went into a pipe and you came out a pipe in the same area. It was like sort of contiguous in that way, sort of having a fun little illusion to it. Not sure that's really like that possible, but because it's a water level based level, so vertically it wouldn't really work as cleanly in like the vertical if I did like a vertical subworld. Why not have this level be like a good and bad version? I kind of just want it to be a pure hybrid water level. Haven't had that many hybrid water levels in my super world so far, so having this one be just that is I think going to be an interesting challenge for me. Also, like building around the up and down water level while also making it interesting to get out whether the water level is high or low. I think it will be an interesting challenge. I have to figure that out. Also, I got some ideas right now with this, but they're all very, very early. They're all very early, and even theming-wise, since I've already done a forest level in this exact theme, in this exact archetype in NES Forest, and that was in fact the other hybrid water level. I kind of want to make this a little different, so I'm thinking like some sort of cave, and I want to figure out like how I can make that interesting, how I can make that look good. Maybe something like, oh, if there's like green bits hanging from the ceiling or something, or like, I guess you could easily have like kelp or something hanging from the ceiling on occasion. And that could also be an indicator of like how high the water goes. Like, okay, the lowest that the kelp goes is like the lowest the water goes, or like the highest the water goes. Why not make the game have crystals with ice? Yeah, that would make sense. I will say I already did an ice level in this world. You know, since the... In this world, let me show you the world map real fast to sort of give some context. This world is the space world, which you might not be able to tell from the level. But basically, in the space world, there's a splitting path where I've used the 3 level icons that don't like take you in automatically to make little asteroids. So one of them is ice, one of them is desert, one of them is water. And this is the water one. This is sort of the watery meteor. So crystals would make some sense. And maybe like, you know, maybe not like gameplay crystals, but maybe like in the walls. Like there could definitely be like crystals in the walls. Something like this. You see a lot of levels with aesthetics like this these days. You could easily have something like that. And maybe that could even be a clue of like, okay, the icicles, they only go as high as like the lowest point the water goes, so you can use that as an indicator like where the water, how it goes if you're like paying attention. Gameplay crystals would be like falling icicles. I didn't end up using those in Cold Ice Comet, so that would make sense as well. Maybe. I like that idea for theming. I do think I really need to work on the theming and figure out like what exactly I'm doing. As you can see, I tried using blue blocks here as like a slightly different thing, and you know what? I don't think they look good. I think the blue blocks are not a winner. The blue blocks look weird. The blue blocks look weird. Pass on the blue blocks. Pass on the blue blocks. Anyway, that's where this level is at. Haven't made much progress in the last week. I don't know if I'm going to make progress in the next week. I'm just going to take my time, and as the ideas come to me, eventually I'll make it. This super world, it's not getting finished this year. It'll be sometime next year, and, you know, we'll see when exactly the next few levels come together. I'm okay if things take time. You know, if things take the time they take, and, you know, Keshkar rushing down is just gonna burn me out. And I don't think that's good either. Folks, I think that's enough time, like, letting people get their level in. The queue will now be closing. You might need to do a different game style / world game to experiment. Well, I definitely want it to be a water. It definitely needs to be a water level. I've done 2 pure water levels in the super world and 1 hybrid water level in the super world. So I think it calls for another hybrid water level, basically. Is what we're looking at in this level. We need to do hybrid. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be hybrid. And why not make it a fake water level? How do you mean, like no actual swimming? I definitely want swimming. It has to be. It is going to be the water level of this world, so you definitely do have to swim for a good portion of it, basically. Thank you for the levels. The queue is now closing. Let's go ahead and finish off the next 5 levels, and then I'll send y'all on your way. 69 Pooper is up next. Let me at 69 Pooper. 69 Pooper, are you here? I definitely know fake water levels. It looks like they have water, but they don't actually have water. I need to use water, and I'll say I've never made a level with rising and falling water levels, and I need to actually challenge myself to make that work and make that fun. One thing I really value myself personally is challenging myself to do things I've never done before, and making it so that I'm using as much as I can in the super world as far as like possibilities, options, etc. And rising and falling water levels is like a pretty standard, is a pretty core thing that I've just never played with. I've never made work, and I want to make it work. You know, there's even like sample levels that use that mechanic, so you know, it's not like an unheard of thing. It's not like especially clever, but I've never used it. I want to use it, and that's what's gonna happen. I just have to work out like what's fun, what feels good, and how can I make it flow and fun. 3D World Jungle. The thing is about that is that in my super world, I have a rule where the amount of levels for each theme will always be the same by the end. And right now in that world, in the last world, we'll have one level of each theme. So basically, with the levels that I've done so far in the super world, I have to do one world level and one new route, one Mario Brothers 1 level. And since this level is the Mario Brothers 1 level, and the boss level is the world level, that's just how it is. Basically, in a world, the only levels I allow to repeat themes are the last levels, and that's been the case since the first world. If you look, you'll always see like, oh, there's 4 levels, each of a different theme, and then one final level that is of a repeat. And that's been the case for the last 6 worlds, and will be the case here. And once the next 2 levels are done, it'll all be balanced throughout the whole super world. And then in the last world, there'll be 5, one for each, basically. Alright, I don't see Mr. Pooper. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you into sudden death. That's that's 2 tries and then we're done. And then let's go ahead and get into this, get going. Alright. Okay, blue platforms. Not a tight timer. Cool. And Zocker, or Pooper, sorry. Zocker is another viewer that just followed today. If you are here, speak up and, I'll convert you to the full, fuck me! Full lightning round based on how many lives you have at time of speaking up. So if you spoke up right now, you would have 4 lives remaining, basically. Or I would have 4 lives remaining. You would just be watching, as you know how it is. And by the way, checkpoints do refresh our lives, so keep that in mind. Damn it! That felt like we were... I don't know if there's a checkpoint, but I feel like we might have been damn close. Recommend checking out Sonic Rush's Water Palace if you're interested in a water level that's half water and half land for some inspiration. Yeah, I really needed to check out some levels, some existing levels for inspiration. That's a good call. I haven't really been doing that recently. I've been too busy playing God of War, Pokemon, other games, watching movies, watching anime. I've been too busy with all that stuff doing streaming, the randomizer roulette. I've been too busy with all that stuff to really just like boot up a platformer and play some hybrid water levels. Obviously, like DKC2 and DKC3 have a lot of those that I could very easily look to for inspiration. And, there's plenty of Mario ones as well if I were to be so inclined. And that'd just be a good idea. Water Palace. I'm not like the biggest Sonic guy, like as far as 2D Sonic goes, but I do understand that they have a lot of them. I think for the Sonic games, the thing I would want to take inspiration with. Windows just made a noise. Maybe some sort of virus thing? Question mark? Whatever. I'm gonna ignore that. Let's just keep on going. Thank you for the level. 69 Pooper. Thank you. We gave it our best try with the 2 lives that we have. Now time to go on to the next one. Ellie Ambrose, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. Not sure if you... Hey, what's up? How's it going? Oh, shit, I did mark that the queue was closed. But the queue is closed. Ellie, though, as a new viewer, if you want to get a level in, let me know, and I'll open the queue for you. That's how I like to do things. If you want to get in one level for us, and Lord Bowser is here, by the way, just let me know and I'll do the thing. LHN 9T6 FVF. I've seen this code before. This is a maker code, isn't it? Yep. Nothing much. I'm just playing the viewer levels and having a good time. Why don't we just do Wiggler Mineshaft Mayhem? Ellie, let me know if you want to get a level in. I'll open the queue for you. Just say the word. I follow you, but the notification didn't come up. Did it not? I thought I saw it. Did y'all see it? I thought I saw it. There was a little rocket that flew across the screen. Maybe you didn't see it. Maybe you didn't see it. Or maybe you're on like a really long mobile delay or some such. This is fun. Like this Wiggler business. How do I get up here? I probably just have to break through the thing. I like that, the way that's designed, just insofar as like, oh, if you... That was a boneheaded move. Bye, Yoshi. I like how that's designed just insofar as like if it's a mushroom, it'll fall and you can grab it, and if it's a fire flower, you have to break through the blocks to get it. A little bit of different gameplay based on like how well you're doing there. Subtle but fun and good. Thank you for the level, Lord Bowser. Yeah, I check the VOD. Check the VOD, Ellie. I think there was one. I distinctly remember hearing the rocket. Maybe I should turn the notification volume up on Stream Elements end. I have been running with higher volume these days, so maybe the alert volume should go up to compensate. Are you going to stream on Christmas? I don't know. I don't know what my plans for Christmas are. I do know that my ma's gonna be out of town due to some stuff, but I imagine we'll still have Christmas stuff over at over at my dad and other family members. But who knows? I would expect the answer would be not on Christmas itself, but like day before Christmas. Sure, why not? We'll see. We'll see. Plans will there we go. Thank you for the follow. Sample text. Oh, it's sample text both times, not simple. See you later, Lord Bowser. You have a good one. Yes, that's right. Monday with more levels. That's right. Next week will be a more normal schedule. I'm hitting complete on that. So any Christmas plans for your Twitch channel? I do have some plans for the weeks before Christmas. You know, like I have a bunch of time off this December. I took folks, I'm taking 3 weeks off consecutive. Like I got all the time off in the world. I'm gonna go to San Antonio for like a couple days at some point in there and go to like Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. I'm in Dallas, by the way. I'm in DFW, so I already have a Six Flags, but I hear that other Six Flags is much better, and I want to check it out. Sounds like that would be a fun thing to try out, see if I'm into road trips. So there'll be a weekend where there won't be any streams, but I imagine there'll be a lot of streams other than that. One plan I do have for the end of the year is the sticker special. This is the thing I'll do at the end of September, sort of like a subathon. Super Paper Mario Sticker Star is a bad game, and every sub I have at the end of the month, I will play one level of the bad game, and you can sub accordingly to make me play more of it. And we do have a couple of subs, just bunch of people are subbed on the regular. So I think we will do at least a world or two or so. But, you know, we'll see if we can get up to like, we'll see how many we get up to and how many y'all make me play. There's only so many in the levels in the thing. Christmas themed ideas? That's a good question. Christmas themed games. One thing I am going to do, by the way, let me hit next so we can play the next level while I'm answering this question, which is by Bingo. Bingo says good luck. Fantastic. One thing I plan to do is not quite Christmas themed, but Game of the Year themed. I'm planning on doing a stream where I revisit a bunch of the games that I played this year that are, you know, up and like contenders for my Game of the Year. I like to do this every year, though of course I've only been a streamer for about a year, so I've only done it on stream once. I like to do this every year in order to like get my ideas together and think like, okay, does Neon White go above Tunic? Does Tunic go above Nobody Saves the World? Where's Tinykin in all this? Marvel Snap, where is it going? And I think that'll be a fun stream, so we're revisiting some of the best games of the year, as far as I'm concerned, and playing just a chunk of each, and having a good time, like, sort of thinking about them, and putting them together back to back and seeing how we feel. As for, like, a Christmas game, what exactly are the Christmas games? Like, there's Costume Quest. Isn't the second Costume Quest, like, a Christmas-themed game? What else is there? There's Christmas levels. There's Christmas levels in, like, Banjo-Kazooie. You know, Paper Mario. There's a lot of Christmas-themed worlds out there. I suppose we could do something like playing a bunch of specifically Christmas levels on stream. Like, what, I would get up to Freeze Easy Peak and then... what would I do? Like, play up the Freeze Easy Peak off stream and then be like, okay, guys, Freeze Easy Peak, followed by Hailfire Peaks, followed by K3, followed by, you know, such and such world from each of a bunch of games that I love that are like winter worlds. That'd be a weird stream, but that's not a bad idea. Other than that, you know, it's a lot of stuff like just that I want to play. You know, like I want to play Persona 5 Royale. That's not all Christmas themed. It does have a Christmas thing. You recommend Celeste? It's a game about climbing a mountain. I played Celeste. I played it many a time. I even did it once on stream. During one stream, I beat it all entirely, start to finish, over the course of like a single stream. And then I had to do something else because the stream was not over. Hello, Nipa8882. The queue is closed, but let me know if you want to get a level in. I like to give new players the chance to get a level in, basically. I love Celeste. Yeah, Celeste is a lovely game. One of my favorite platformers of the last 5 years. Mole Fortress 1 and 2. I've never heard of that. Bingo. Mole Fortress 1 and 2. Let's do this one. We have 5 tries to do it. Let's go! I can't look away for a second, can I? What other things are like really wintry? The most winter thing I know in a video game, the most Christmassy thing I know in a video game, is Freeze Easy Peak. Freeze Easy Peak is the most wintry world that there's ever been in a video game. And it's just a wonderful example of the form and of the flavor. I will also say for Christmassy stuff, I do have right now, my break music is somewhat Christmas themed. You want to know if I'll put out any like overlays and stuff, like theming wise? I don't really tend to do like really heavy overlays or anything. But for break screen, I could definitely see doing like a... Last year I did like a snowfall effect for like the starting soon screen. So it was kind of snowy. But also, look, I live in Texas. It doesn't snow here. I would probably only use the snow effect if it actually snowed here, which, you know, it has on occasion. And on that occasion, you'll see a snow effect. But until then, man, it's fucking like fall out there where I am. It's fucking just like oranges and reds and yellows, which is, you know, beautiful, to be clear, but not exactly super, like, wintry. Gotta climb. Oh, gotta... Okay, I'm remembering what we do here. It's 4 degrees for you? Damn, man. I can't imagine living like that. Living in a place that's 4 degrees during the winter. Like, the lowest we get is, like, freezing. And like, if it does, it's like an anomaly. And also, like, a horrific natural disaster that, oof. There's a CP halfway through. That's nice. That's handy, considering that if we hit a CP, we do refresh our tries, so that'll help us. That'll help out a good deal. We have seen this level a bunch of times, by the way. Seen this level a couple times, so I basically know what to do. Basically. Ooh. We're doing really well, folks. Checkpoint, checkpoint. Checkpoint. Let me refresh our lives. There we go. If you got down to only freezing during the winter, global warming would have killed us. That's true. That's true. Shit fucker. Shit fuck. Let's say that. I don't know. Okay. I think just run. Just run. Here. A little burner jump. Oh, that's fun. Cut. Timing. Gotta time that right. Woo. This here is a challenging level, but it is doable. Doable. I think it's doable. Is there anything y'all are looking forward to with the holidays? I will say I still have to pick out like presents and everything for like family members and shit. That's always a challenge, you know, thinking of gifts that are like affordable, you know, not too over the top, while also being thoughtful and you know, good. Always have to think about that very hard when Christmas comes around. And I'll tell you, I haven't really thought about that too much this year. I need to start thinking really seriously about that. Ooh, that's a nice... Look at that, we finally finished that after like 4 streams of seeing it on occasion. Thank you, Bingo. GG. I've already liked it, so why don't I just leave a comment this time? Beat it. Beat it. There we go. Ooh. Need to think about what I'm getting, folks. I guess, you know, I've mentioned my sister just bought a house, so there's a bunch of stuff that she could use right now. She and her fiance could use right now that, you know, she wouldn't had any use for before, like household stuff. So I guess I can just get her that. Don't know when I'm getting my parents yet, though. Don't recommend doing the challenge pack levels on Lightning Round. Yeah, but it's fun, though. It's fun when you don't know if you're going to actually do it. I think that makes it more fun to me, honestly. Like, just the unknown factor of it. And, you know, hey, you get in earlier. You sent a whisper. What of, Ellie Ambrose? Let me hit next and look at that whisper. Ah, you're offering overlays. I'm good on that. I'm sort of the sort that I like to be a little self-sufficient as far as like stream graphics go and iconography and all that. I tend to like to just open up paint.net and try to do it myself, you know? By the way, Zocker, you are up. Zocker just said GG. Fantastic. Zocker is here. Challenge modes you recommend. Some levels are slightly hard to brutal. Yeah, but also, isn't it fun if I die like a couple times and go like, ooh. And also, you know, I'll say also, if you want to request a specific level when you put in a maker code, just say the word and I'll do so. Otherwise, I'm just gonna choose like the next one in line, basically. And, you know, give it my best. Alright, alright. Zucker says good luck. I like a minimal stream, honestly. I like the graphics just being how they are now. You know, they're lightly based on the actual in-game graphics. Like you can see right now, the bar, this bar right here, I use that as the basis for the maker code and now playing panels down there. Sort of edited until it looked really nice and good. So that's sort of how I like to do things, and so far, so good. Honestly, what I would really like for me, for this stream, is to have like a green screen behind me, and then I could put myself at the bottom and have it so that, you know, you only saw me up to the head, and after that, everything would be transparent. I think I would look good in like the bottom corner, just so far as there was a green screen behind me, which the difficult thing is I have to do a green screen for the couch and also for the computer chair, for the computer area. And having it be for both places and look good and be, you know, probably like collapsible so I don't have to have it in my apartment all the time when I'm not streaming. Or like, you know, I could put it in a corner or something, right? That's a bit of a hard, like, set of requirements for a green screen or like a set of green screens. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get that. Maybe that'd be something that if I ever were to move into like a house, or if I ever were to buy a house, that'd be something that would be more the thing there. I feel like I've seen this level before. I've seen this level before, I remember it. I died during the lightning round before, right? Or is this a new revision of it? I remember this one, Zocker. I think this is different, though. I don't remember this bit here. Definitely some different stuff here, but I'm guessing this is an iteration on a previous idea, right? I'm rest this. Not sure I follow, but yes, exactly. I'm reset. Gotcha. Yeah, I understand. Okay, I need to get up there, don't I? Dang it! First try. I'm also a little behind on the YouTube right now. I need to, you know, get up the streams for the last... Get up the stream for the last stream on Thursday. I'll get that up sometime tonight, maybe. After getting home from doing family stuff. Or maybe I'll do that tomorrow, I don't know. Doing the YouTube stuff, it's just a bit of work. And, you know, I don't always have time to you know, do a thumbnail, write the description, all that. I try to keep on top of it, though. And certainly I am, you know, up to date now. I'm just putting up VODs of current VODs, whereas before I was, like, doing a bunch of, like, old ones, basically. This part's a little difficult. More difficult now, perhaps. God, shit! Are we boned? Wait a minute, we're not boned. Okay, it's not, wait. Eh? I don't think we're boned, not yet. I think there's gonna be enough to actually finish, right? Okay, okay, cool, cool. I mean, we'll see, right? Ah! Jesus Christ, that bully. Oh, damn. Whoops, wrong head. I'll just correct that. Those are the two that go. I'm glad y'all are enjoying this. Enjoying watching me die. That's part of the fun of the lightning round. Every death does matter. And, it's good. I love the lightning round. That's like one of the best innovations this channel has had. Hey! I just noticed something. Folks, we're at 399 followers. The next follower, number 400. Shit, that rules. Look forward to that. Whenever you see the next follower rocket, no. Well, unless someone unfollows, but that's number 400. Rip the coin. Isn't that interesting? Don't you like to hear that? I like to hear that. I wonder if that'll be tonight, or... Geez, tonight. I'm so used to streaming at nighttime that I say tonight, even in daytime streams. I wonder if that'll be today. This lunchtime. It could be. Or it could be next Monday. We'll see. Once we do the sub goal, once that's like sorted out, I would like to do like a follower goal for the rest of the year, and have some sort of follower goal to get up to 500, because that's like the most round number of round numbers, and we're kind of in reach. Like it is not that far off. At the rate I'm going, we could absolutely do that in December. But you know, hey, that's maybe a little bit soon to say stuff like that. Haven't really gotten even to 400. Not quite yet, so hey. God fucking damn it again! Bingo, you were already following. That doesn't count. Wait, that's another bingo? Bingo. We like real followers, bingo. Come now, come now. Unless there's another bingo. If you just made another account, you know, just... That's a unsporting bingo, but... Sure, hey, that's a number. Honestly, bingo, I would encourage you to... the 400 follower should be a real one, bingo. I would... Unless this is just happens to be a completely different bingo. But bingo should be a real one. Should be a real one, please. Let me be clear. When I say you've had this account for a while, I'm still not sure if it's a real one. You know, I want to do things right, you know? Also, it's not just for numbers' sake. It's also like, you know, I'd like to think there's actual people behind the numbers, right? Maybe later, maybe next stream. We'll see. Maybe you're just a friend of BingoBo25? If that were the case, it would count. Hey, Rocket Nisha. Maybe just an alt. I'm a little bit short. Is this like a shortcut back to the start? I wasn't boned, but I was basically boned. What if we go up here? Is that anything? Damn it. Just an unrelated person. I do think it's best... Oh, good, look at that, 3 coins. We got this, okay, good. I was a little worried there. Okay, come on. Beautiful, okay, we did it. Okay, okay. Thank you for the level, Zocker TZT, or just Zocker. Hope you appreciated seeing it. I think that went quite well. Bingo, honestly, I think it would be best if you unfollowed with that alternate account, unless you are really a different person, so that the actual 400th one would be an actual person. That's just how I'm feeling about it. But, you know, just like, follow with your conscience. Follow with your conscience. Actual, real followers encouraged. And also for those real followers, you know, I've shown these emotes earlier on. You know, the emotes that I have for subs, which I will say are very useful, very good, cover a wide range of uses. And I certainly enjoy using them every chance I have when I'm watching Twitch streams. But also, followers, you get follower emotes to use on this channel. Like the lightning, like the cheese, like the heart. Those 3 are all particularly just very useful, especially on this channel where, you know, I might do a cheese, you can react with cheese. The lightning round might start, you can react with a lightning bolt. And a heart is always good. Also, the checkpoint flag, or like the racing flag, you rave that when we finish the level. And a skull, I die, whatever. Lots of good ones there. The last level of the night is sample text, sample text. Sample text, sample text. Go ahead and confirm. I was seeing you chatting during the last level, so pretty sure you're still around. I see that your name is just almost barely reaching the edges of the now playing box. I am happy to see that box is not stretched over, is not like gone over it all. I'm happy to see that it fit the name perfectly. The first time I see a name that doesn't fit in the box, that's the first time that the box has to get bigger, or the names have to get smaller. Either or. And that'll be quite unfortunate when that happens, because I kind of do like the size of the now playing box as it is. If y'all have a really long name, I would encourage y'all to leave a level so I can see if the box is good enough for government work. You know, really put it through its paces. I think this is the longest name I've seen so far. Sample text, sample text. That's like 6, 11, 22 characters? Wonder what the max character limit is. Ludwig's Lucrative Lair. Okay, you got it. No one has cleared this one. Well, let's see what we can do. We got 5 tries to do it. Refreshing at checkpoints. Let's get lucky. Let's go. Okay, it's a boss level. Oh my god! I can see what you mean, that it's gonna go fast. Holy shit. This is some bullet hell motherfucking shit. God! I don't see the path. I don't see the path through. There wouldn't be like a hidden block, perchance. No, of course not, of course not. Okay. How did you do this? How did you do this? There must be some pattern you can abuse. I guess one thing you can do is you can get some of them off screen, and then they're not firing their things, so stick to one side of the screen and you'll be well off. We're on our last try, folks. It has gone... You did it by winning. Gotcha. We didn't even get 5 seconds in the last time. Looks easier than your 6th newest level? Damn. Well... Fuck me. Alright, shit. Well, that's the last level. It's 2:12 Central Time. It's now time to end the stream. Thank you all for coming by and for giving me all those good levels. I usually don't stream on Saturday mornings. I only stream today because I went and saw the Quintuplets movie, the Quintessential Quintuplets movie, last night during my normal stream time. So, I'm happy to see a bunch of folks show up and give me levels. It's been fun. It's been a fun morning. Let me bring up the schedule. Bring up the schedule here. I'll be back on Monday with Super Mario Maker, 2 viewer levels, followed by GTA 5 single player. I just did like the second heist, I think. Second heist. And we'll be continuing on with that, hopefully finishing it sometime this month and be moving on to the next full playthrough after that. Thursday, I've been doing Treasure Hunting Thursday, basically replaying Uncharted 2 and Wario Land 4, 2 games that are treasure hunting, where treasure hunting is like a core conceit. I am most of the way through both of them. I expect next Thursday to finish both games. And next Friday, I'll be doing viewer levels, similar to this, but on Friday and in the evening rather than Saturday and in the morning. Let me go ahead and find someone to raid. Let's go ahead and do that. See who's online. Shag is playing Banjo-Tooie. I love Banjo-Tooie. We're gonna raid Shag. Grabbing the mouse. I love Banjo-Tooie. Let's go ahead and raid Shag. Good buddy. Another streamer that I'm you know, done some co-streaming with. We did Ocarina of Time. Shag also guested on the randomized roulette like a week, like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Like a week and like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago at this point. Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago. Jeez, time flies. So yeah, we're gonna send you over to Shag. Lish. Let me mute the stream on my phone. So I'm gonna pull the stream up so I can see the alert go by. Let me check the spelling of Shagalicious. That looks good. Nope, I spelled it wrong. One more try here. Shag, 2 G's. Lish. Us. There we go. Sending you over to Shag. Looks like he is in Hailfire Peaks on the fire side specifically, so not really the Christmas side. Unfortunately, we were talking about that earlier. The Christmas side anyway. I will see y'all on Monday around 8 p.m. Central for viewer levels and GTA. Look for me then. Y'all have a great weekend. Great rest of your weekend. And yeah. Bye y'all. Again, Monday, 8 p.m. Central. Bye-bye!